Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Coach Me Coach podcast with your boy, Coach Hayes. Boy, we got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to do it. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good. We're going to get this thing rocking and rolling. Let's see what we got in the building already, man. We got Stoker says, go Hayes, go Canes. All right, I love it. We got Markinson in the building. Coach, we in here like swimwear. Let's go. Daniel, I'm sorry, anything's everything. I knew he was going to be late. Well, I tell you what, clock watchers. Hey, from Daniel Berry Sports, y'all go check my man. I got good stuff going on. What's good, man? What's good with you? Anything? Icy in one says, Coach, go Canes. Also, DC Carson. What's up, Coach Hayes? What's going on, brother? All right, let's go ahead and jump into this deal. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Brian Kelly suing LSU for his money. Lane Kiffin's future. Will it be at Ole Miss? Will it be at Florida? Will it be at LSU? Who knows? But it's definitely a lot to talk about here. And there's some, breaking and developing news as that goes on. And the college football brackets will be revealed here at 8:30. I got ESP on right here. So as soon as that bracket comes out, we'll jump into that topic as well. And, of course, I have my Gone Too Far segment. And you want to see what that is where, hey, somebody definitely went too far. We talked about the state trooper yesterday at the South Carolina-Texas A&M game, and everybody has different things. Boy, somebody left me an old nasty comment in the video yesterday. Called me soft. I said, my goodness, boy. Black Butterfly jumped on my head yesterday. Dr. Stallings jumped on my head. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get into Brian Collins. Let's get into Brian Kelly's situation at LSU. He was notified. Brian Kelly was the coach at LSU, and he received a huge deal, and he got a 10-year deal for what, 80 million was it? Trying to think what they had his salary was there. But anyway, however, they fired him this year. And when they fired him, it was basically up to the point of he wasn't meeting the standards of the team, right? So they didn't fire him with cause. And there's a difference when coaches get fired with cause and without cause. When a coach gets fired without cause, they are due the money that's remaining on their contract, i.e. the buyout, as they say it. And right now, it says that LSU was promised him 90% of his remaining base salary because he was terminated without cause. So that adds up to about $54 million for him to be paid out in installments up to 2031. Well, LSU has now shifted that without cause to with cause. And here's what it was for. Because Brian Kelly is suing them because they made this change. And this is interesting. We saw a lot about the 95 million. Thank you. 10 years, 95 million. So one of the big stories was Mel Tucker at Michigan State when he got fired with cause dealing with the SA. We can't say certain words on YouTube, but dealing with the SA with the young lady that came to do some presentation to the university. And he got fired with cause. And so they didn't give him his money. He didn't get his buyout. Well, there's some nasty work right here. And I'm going to talk about this because if you watch previous shows, I talked about these 10-year deals for coaches. And I think they're stupid, really. But I think I have an understanding of why they're doing it. But let me just get this going. If you look at this lawsuit, it says that, according to Kelly's lawsuit, LSU has now told his representatives that they believe there are grounds to fire him for cause. If fired for cause, LSU may not owe him the full $54 million under his contract. The lawsuit says Kelly was not notified properly of any cause violations. His contract requires LSU to give him written notice and details the cause within 7 days, and then Kelly would have 7 days to respond. Well, here's what happened. The athletic director basically came out and said he was fired. They go through the buyout process, and Kelly denied the buyout. He was like, no, I'm not going for that. So since he denied it and said, I want all my money, LSU has now changed their story to say, we're going to fire you with cause. And the athletic director did not have the authority to actually fire him. This is where it gets funny. His name is Scott Woodward for LSU. And he says that Kelly's suit also argues that former LSU athletic director Scott Woodward, who announced his firing and made settlement offers, may not have had the authority to do so. LSU allegedly claimed after the fact that Woodward did not have the power to formally terminate Kelly or negotiate the settlement. Here were his offers. LSU offered Kelly 2 different deals to settle for $25 million lump sum and later $30 million in 2 payments. He rejected both of those offers because he wanted his whole $54 million. Cool. Now they switched it at a certain date, and this is where this stuff gets real murky, and you have to be like on it. When Kelly was fired October 26, LSU framed it as it was performance-based firing, not for misconduct. But when he denied the 2 opportunities at 25 and 30 million, then they switched it to say, oh, well, this guy Woodward, he didn't have the authority to fire you. So we're firing you with cause, right? And that's where the conflict comes in. And this is what's interesting. Let me get to the point about these 10-year deals. When I looked at the 10-year deal, I always thought it was stupid because 10 years, that's a decade of giving a coach. And who knows if that coach is going to turn out to be good or bad, right? And we saw big lump sums being paid out to Jimbo Fisher, 72 million. I mean, these guys are getting astronomical numbers in buyouts, but they have these long-term deals. And if you don't fire them with cause, then you have to pay them out this money. Well, here's the issue with this. The issue in turn is when you have this 10-year deal, what I've come to realize, it's almost like they're gambling with these coaches. We're going to give you a 10-year deal, right? If you work out, great. But if you don't work out, the institutions are saying, we're going to hold your money and you're going to have to sue for it. We're going to find a way to put a with cause tag on your firing in some form or fashion. So we're not obligated to pay you out. Right. And that's what's big about this. And that's what's crazy. And I don't know if the NCAA gets into this. I don't even know if they have like a coaches union or however that works. But somebody's going to have to do something because the money are astronomical in these buyouts. I think it was the 6 coaches that were fired. It was up to $184 million in just buyout money so far. So it was some crazy astronomical number in regards to that. So Brian Kelly is saying, nah, y'all going to pay me my money. We go to court, whatever. But here's what I realized. A lot of times when you go to court and you settle, the institution still comes out on top because they may find a way to say, hey, no, you're not obligated to $54 million, but we'll settle for $40 million. Well, that's a $14 million savings for the institution. But if Brian Kelly worked out, you got a longer deal for, I think, less money because he's making 9.5. So when everybody else is climbing the ladder on there, you kind of stuck within that contract. I would love to hear your thoughts in the chat in regards to that, because I mean, to me, that's a little crazy. Let me go ahead and put this up. I was supposed to have this up here. Shout out to the producer in the building, Ellen MVP. And I think you're going to see more of that. Like we just talked about James Franklin yesterday. Penn State would have been on the hook for $49 million, but because he got the job with Virginia Tech, he basically let them off the hook of $40 million, and Penn State only owes him $9 million now. I mean, listen to the numbers we playing with. We playing with some big numbers here. 40 million, 50 million, Jimbo 70 something million. I think Mel Tucker was going to get 85 million or 80 million, somewhere in there. Some crazy number. And I'll say this real quick. This is pure and all speculation. Because if people remember the Mel Tucker incident with the young lady, I believe she came out and kind of maybe recanted her story a little bit, but they already found them with cause. Just think about this from a business perspective. If I had a young lady to come out, or a person, just whatever it is, but I'm using the Mel Tucker situation, so I just want to bring up the ladies. So it's not about ladies, but because this situation actually happened, I'm going to use this particular situation. But what if I gave the young lady 20 million? 20 million to say what she need to say, so we don't have to pay 80 million. That's way cheaper than giving a dude 80 million to walk away. I give you 20, we get them with cause tag, we save 60 million. We can put that 60 million into our new coach and staff and all the other stuff that goes with it. I just want to put that out there for all my conspiracy theories. I think that's a little crazy, but I think Brian Kelly has a point. Brian Kelly, I don't really agree with him as a coach, but I think he has a point when it comes to this. Pay me my money. Give me my money. I earned it. This is what's in the contract. Honor that. If you fired me, then you can't change stride midstream. Because you fired me in October, and all of a sudden in November, you come out and say, oh, that guy didn't have the authority to do that. You should have known that right then. And to me, if the athletic director is making settlement offers, he got to clear that with people. He has to clear that. Like he ain't out there with a checkbook like, hey, Brian, you want 25 million? How about that? How about that number? Come on, man. So these people like to play games. These people like to play games. And so, like I said, when I look at this situation and I look at these coaches, they making buku money, man. Like when I first started coaching in like 2000, head coaches was making like $1 million. Maybe. Yeah, I think Randy Shannon, that was like 07, 08. He was making like 800,000. These coaches, bro, Jimbo Fisher got 70-something million to go home and go to sleep. 70 million to go lay down. James Franklin got 49 million to go to bed. Bye. Ed Ogeron, 17 million. Like he said, what time you want me to leave and which door you want me to go out of? You got 17 million to go away. That's not including the money you made while you were actually working. So, like I said, these coaches are making some big bucks in here. Next, let's get into this one. And I think this is going to be very interesting. I want to talk about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin, football sweetheart coach. Uh-oh. Hold up, the rankings in. We're going to get to that. I see him up here already. Anyway, Lane Kiffin, college football's the sweetheart head coach, right? The golden boy. He's been touted to have a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities, and he squandered them away and so forth and so on. However, let's get to this point. He's gone to Ole Miss, right? He's been there 6 seasons. He's brought them their first 10 regular season wins. He's reached a bunch of milestones at Ole Miss. And right now, with the firing of Billy Napier at Florida and the firing of Brian Kelly at LSU, those are 2 big premier jobs in the SEC. He is the golden child right now. He's the one everybody's after. He's the hot boy on the street. And here's what's interesting Ole Miss did. I don't know the athletic director's name, but they basically are kind of trying to corner Lane Kiffin into signing his extension. Right? They want him to sign his extension so they can lock him up before the Egg Bowl, which is Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Now, to Ole Miss's point, I get it. It's business. You got a hot coach doing great things. You want to lock him in there, right? You want to lock him in. But he's saying, hold up. So what, y'all going to fire me if I don't sign the extension? And there's been reports that he's going to Baton Rouge. He's been in Gainesville and all this and all that. But here are some of the, I want to go through some of these things that he's got. If he's to stay at Ole Miss, he's built that program up. He's got some top recruits, top transfer portal recruiting going in, has some good players. And he can be the coach from the legacy standpoint to do it first at Ole Miss. I don't think he does it at Ole Miss. It's just my opinion. I think he's going to plateau out at Ole Miss and they reach a ceiling there. And I think he understands that. But places like a Florida or LSU or even my beloved Miami, I think that the ceiling is higher. Now, here's the difference. At Ole Miss, he has complete autonomy of the program. He is the man on campus, right? He is the head honcho. But if he goes to a place like Florida or a place like LSU, clearly we see what they did with Brian Kelly. Now it's a lot more people to answer to, right? The boosters, the fan. It's a whole different atmosphere when you go into places like Florida and LSU. And so when you look at it, when people donate that kind of money to places like Florida, then they feel like they have a right to say something. They have a right to be like, look, we need this, and that. And I don't know if Lane Kiffin wants to play in that band. I don't know if he wants to dance to those tunes. I'm not sure. But I think if he goes there, he'll do well, just like he did at Ole Miss. And every place he's been, he's done well. Again, I watched a couple of shows. I watched a couple of podcasts. And everybody, lane change. I was watching JB and Smitty and them guys. Oh, he's going to switch lanes on you. Like, bro, he was there 6 years. 6 years. And I challenge anybody. What did he do? Or where has he gone except Tennessee? Where he just upped and left people high and dry. He was fired from those jobs. And if people say, oh, well, he left FAU. Come on, man. He left FAU for Ole Miss. Anybody in their mom will leave FAU for Ole Miss. Like, stop it. All right? So it'll be interesting. I would love to hear your thoughts again in regards to that. I would love to hear your thoughts in regards to where do you think he may land? Is it Florida? Is it LSU? Or will he stay at Ole Miss? I think he's definitely out of there. I think, and this is my opinion, I think LSU might be a better job than Florida. And I know I might be a little biased in saying that, but I think LSU has a higher ceiling than Florida. I think it's uniquely placed in a spot, like you said, you can get into Texas, you can get into Florida, Georgia, Alabama, all these other places around LSU. Where Florida sits, it's got good territory. But I think LSU a little bit up here over Florida, in my opinion. All right? That's just how I look at it. Real quick, let me do a dono here. Mackinson, a gamble is right, coach, and the school can make money on that gamble as well. If the coach is hot for a big job, the new school will need to pay the old school to buy out. There you go. Now you talking, Markinson, excuse me. Now you talking. See, when you get that big contract, you hold a lot of leverage. And they'll have to buy that big contract out. So now it kind of keeps you from tampering unless you're willing to take that risk. Because not only are you going to have to buy him out his contract, you're going to also up the money on the other end to pay him and his staff. And these coordinators are now in the millions. Coordinators are now making it in the millions. So it'll be very interesting. Katie says, but coach, at LSU, the governor can fire you. I guess. Shout out to Katie. Appreciate it. Shout out to Katie. All right, let me get into this right here. And of course, we'll open up the phone lines as always. I'm looking at it right now. They were pretty much on point. Oh my God, Miami will have to play Ole Miss. All right, let me go through this. First, they have Ohio State as 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, Georgia 4, Texas Tech 5, playing Tulane at 12. Number 6, Ole Miss will play 11, Miami. Number 7, Oregon will play Alabama 10. And number 8, Oklahoma will play number 9, Notre Dame. That's what they currently have right now. Again, I don't understand this. Where is the ACC champion? Where's the ACC champion in this game? Y'all got to explain it to me. Coaches, I'm dumb again. I'm dumb again because I have no idea. Where is it? Miami cannot be the ACC champion. So again, this bracket right here is telling me that the ACC champion is not going to be in the game. Is that what I'm looking at? Is that what I'm looking at? Let me see if the new bracket has been put up already, so I can put it on the screen. Are y'all kidding me? Let's see how fast these people are on the internet, boy. They ain't that fast yet. When I get it, I'll put it up on the screen. Miami will be playing Ole Miss. Holy smoke. According to this, again, it'll change next week. That's a little wild. I'm not understanding. Miami currently in the standing is the 5th best team in the ACC. The 5th best team in the ACC. And you're going to tell me Georgia Tech, Virginia, Duke, and SMU, and then Miami's 5th. None of these 4 teams will make it? Come on, bro. I'm not, again, I'm a Miami fan. I'm happy for it. I am happy for it. However, I got to call it down the middle. That's a little crazy. They haven't put the bracket up yet. Let's see if ESPN put it up already. Holy wows, boy. Y'all a little slow, ESPN. Y'all need to have this bracket up. Yeah, they still don't even have a new bracket up just yet. But anyway, I don't know. That's crazy. Let me know what y'all think. Let's put this number up here, 862-799-9956, right here as I get ready to get into my Gone Too Far piece. Look here. Gone too far. Bro, what are we doing? I'll play this. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I think this is crazy. I know we talked about it. Shout out to my boy 12. He talked about it. What y'all think? Y'all listen to this news report.
We begin tonight with this exclusive video on Fox 19 Now. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Allie Henner. The video shows Jamar Chase spitting on Jalen Ramsey in today's Bengals game in Pittsburgh. So let's start our team coverage with sports director Joe D. Hey, Joe.
Okay, this will be reviewed by the NFL. Exclusive Fox 19 Now video showing Jamar Chase spit on Steelers defensive back Jalen Ramsey. It's a moment the referees missed, a moment Jamar Chase denied after the game, but now a moment that is undeniable with this video. So here it is, exclusively on Fox 19 Now, Jamar Chase spitting at and on Jalen Ramsey. That triggered that reaction from Ramsey that led to his ejection in the game. Now, the referee said after the game they did not see the spitting incident. The TV broadcast did not catch it either, but this video clearly shows the Bengals star wide receiver and a moment that will lead to league discipline. Reaction now from both Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey after the game in Pittsburgh.
So, just to be clear, you did not spit on him at all. That's what he's saying.
I ain't spit on nobody.
I'm sure the NFL, they'll do their due diligence. They got 100 cameras out there. They can investigate. They can see everything. I just told y'all was facts. First scuffle, y'all can see. Y'all go look at the video. He snatched my mouthpiece off my helmet. Then we got into it. The next play, all their camera views, they should be able to pull it up and see that he spit.
He was saying that you spit on him. Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
Possible league discipline could be a fine for Jamar Chase, could be a suspension. That's part of what the NFL will review this coming week. For more perspective on that moment and the game today in Pittsburgh, let's continue now our team coverage with Reagan Holgate in Pittsburgh.
You're gone too far, Jamar Chase. Bro, spitting. Shout out to my man 12. 12 said the other day, he should have 2 games for lying. Jalen Ramsey said, man, they got 100 cameras out there. I don't know what this dude was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. It came straight out. Nah, I ain't never spit on that boy. What are we talking about? Now, at the time of that report, they didn't know what it was. But understand, I want y'all to understand I want you to know what that spit, that loogie, I want you to know what that loogie is going to cost him. It says Chase has been suspended for 1 game without pay by the National Football League. The expected financial loss for Chase, is $448,333 in base weekly salary, $58,823 in per game active bonus, for a total loss around $507,000. 500, bro, you just paid $500,000 to a charity for spitting on the dude. For spit, man. No, sir. No, sir. How many of y'all willing to pay $500,000 to spit on somebody? Not me. And I think the fine should be bigger than that. I really do. I mean, spitting on somebody in a football game, bro. Come on, man. That's like low. That's low. I don't care what he said. This, that, and the third, whatever. It's a football game. However, I think that's real low, man. Think about $500,000 you just gave to some foundation, which is fine. At least I'm glad the NFL at least gives it to a charity. They don't keep it to themselves. He said 500,000 is nothing to Chase. It may not be, but $500,000 is still $500,000, bro. Let's not get that misunderstood. And again, $500,000 ain't nothing. But for spitting on somebody, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. You say Chase could spit on me for $5 million. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But hold on, I just want to say this because y'all know I'm a little petty. So he got to pay $500,000 for spitting on the dude, but the officer, he don't even have to apologize. Oh, my bad. Let me go back to what I'm doing. All right, we got a couple of callers in the building. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. We're going to have a good time, man. Not going to be here a long time, but we're going to have a good time. I really appreciate y'all. Let me get the first one on the line. 2375. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from.
Yo, Coach, this is Big Mike from North Carolina.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Big Mike from North Carolina.
All right, Big Mike from North Carolina. Talk to me, Big Mike. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, Coach. I wanted to explain the playoff scenario and why Miami's in the spot they're in.
All right, talk to me, please. Please educate Coach, because I am still lost. This is the second week in a row that the ACC champion is not, or potential ACC champion is not featured in the 12-team playoff. Please explain that to me, sir.
All right. Now, Miami is the highest ranked ACC team at this current time. They can't predict the future, so they don't know. So right now, Miami is a placeholder for the ACC. Now, once everything works itself out, now Miami lose, obviously it will switch, and the ACC champ will be put in that position. But right now, Miami is the highest ranked ACC team, so that's why they're there right there. Now, Miami went out, and let's say Georgia Tech wins out and wins the ACC champ. Miami still can get an out-large bid and be in the playoff.
The at-large bid.
Also, yeah. And Georgia Tech will get the automatic, will be in there for the ACC champ. So we can potentially get 2 ACC teams in the playoff. But right now, the reason why the ACC champ is not in there is because they can't predict that at this time. So right now, the highest ranked ACC team is in that place.
Okay, I totally get that. I hear that. It makes sense. But to the Miami Hurricane fans, this is a false positive then. Is that what you're telling me? Because yeah, because you're telling me, based on what you're saying, and I understand the logic behind it, but wouldn't it make more sense to predict, because it's a projection, then project who they think the ACC champion would be, than to put a team just because they're ranked higher in that spot, knowing that they will never, that they will not hold that spot because now if they could say Miami could win the ACC championship, I get that. I don't think Miami can win the ACC championship, unfortunately. Right? I'm a Miami fan. I am, but I'm a realist. I don't believe. Do you agree with that? Do you believe that Miami can win the ACC championship? Is there any way that we can get into the game?
There's still a chance for us to get to the game.
How was that? How was that?
If Georgia Tech takes another loss, Virginia takes another loss, and then SMU takes 2 losses. But it doesn't need to be in that order.
Okay.
As long as Georgia Tech takes a loss and Virginia takes a loss, Miami will go into the championship against SMU.
Okay, so hold on. Let me explain this. So Georgia Tech only has to play Pittsburgh from a conference perspective, and they can play Georgia. They can lose to Georgia, and it doesn't affect their conference play. So the last game they have left is Pittsburgh. So let's say Georgia Tech lose to Pittsburgh. Fine. No problem. I'm with you. Okay?
So then Virginia and SMU will move up. So that's why we need Virginia to also take a loss. It will be their second loss. And SMU and Miami will move up to those 2 spots to play in the championship game.
Okay, so Virginia. So hold on, I just want to make sure we're clear. So Virginia only has 1 game left, which is Virginia Tech.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
No, they got 2 games.
No, sir. They have 1 game left.
No. Yeah, okay, 1 game. So that's Virginia Tech, yes, sir.
So they have to lose. They have to lose that 1 game. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then Pittsburgh, of course, they got Georgia Tech, and they have Miami. Okay, so we're saying that Pittsburgh beats Georgia Tech but loses to Miami, so that puts them out. All right.
Yeah.
And then SMU has Louisville and Cal, and they can't afford to lose any one of those games either. Or we need them to lose one of those games. Is that what you're saying? To Louisville?
We need them. If we need SMU to lose either both of those games or one of those games if Georgia Tech and Virginia loses their single ACC game. If Virginia and Georgia Tech loses, then SMU only need to lose one. They don't need to lose any of their games. They can just lose If they lose one, that's fine, but they don't need to lose both games. But if Georgia Tech wins out or Virginia wins out, we need SMU to lose both of those games.
That's a lot of losing going on, bro. But I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Big Mike. I'm here for it. I just, like I said, man, maybe I'm just a little gullible dude and I'm naive to it. Or maybe I just ain't going to stand for it. But I'm with you,
Yeah,
brother.
Miami still needs to win out regardless of whatever happens. And then we'll be put against the other playoff potential teams at 10-2.
Okay.
So without even going to the ACC championship, we can still go to the playoffs at 10-2, but we need to win convincingly with our last two games, and then we'll have Miami potentially in. I want to say it has to be Georgia Tech. No one else will be able to get in. Even Virginia is not the college football wouldn't look at Virginia as a potential college football team. So it would have to. I mean, if they win the ACC championship, they probably could get in. But I'm looking at Miami and Georgia Tech as the two ACCs teams getting in, or if anybody else other than Georgia Tech wins the championship, I really think it's just going to be Miami in there.
All right. Well, there it is, man. I'm here for it. So I have a graphic up right now they just made, but I'm looking for actual bracket. As soon as that comes up, I'll put it up because they just made these. But all right, brother. I appreciate it. Big Mike, all the way from North Kakalaki, man. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, man.
All right, appreciate it, Coach.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. All right, good call right there. Let me get the next one on the line. 7288 on the line. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? This is Joseph. I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, Joseph from Duval. Talk to me, Joseph.
You already know.
All right, what's going on?
You know, Red Yellow Jacket, St. Augustine, Samarian Wingo is my dude.
Okay, I like
Hey,
it.
all right. So here's the thing. The committee already did a little tweak with the rankings and things like that. From what I understand, now maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me if I am, but they are saying regardless of you won the conference, if you're not ranked in that top 12, they don't care what you do. So it looks like they're making a they're just saying, look, ACC is garbage, but at least they understand Miami is straight legit. Now, I believe we win the next two. Notre Dame is our key. My opinion, I need Notre Dame to keep winning because if they want to get Notre Dame in, they got to put us in.
So let me make sure I heard you correctly. What you're saying is they're not worried about conference champions. What they're saying is whoever's ranked highest gets in. Is that how you see it?
Yes,
Okay.
That's what I thought they were saying at the beginning of the season. They, after last season ended, they were like, listen, we, because of this SEC bias, they want to make sure, they just tweeted this out just because of the SEC, in my opinion. They don't want to leave nobody out. So now they're saying, okay, Georgia Tech, SMU, Virginia, they're not trying to put these teams in the playoff picture because they're not going to produce. They don't have the firepower. Now, my saying is this: Miami has the firepower. That's why those two losses. Now you give up SMU. Referees just pull some bogus calls on us. So I believe they're looking at all that. Not to mention, again, you can't get a Notre Dame without a Miami. That's the same thing happened with Texas and Alabama several years ago. Texas or beat Alabama, one of the two. They had to put them into the dance.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. I think we got a little mixed up. So let me just make sure from what I believe, and I think this is more accurate. What the tweak was, let's go. Last year's playoffs were the top 4 conference champions get the automatic bye week, and they would be automatically ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Correct.
The G5 would get an automatic bid, but they would have to play week 1 of the playoffs.
Correct.
The tweak is you still get a seat at the table as a conference champion, but the ranking matters more, meaning the 4 teams that get to bye. So I think that's the little tweak that I think we're missing. Is what you're saying is that you could be a conference champion and not be in. And that's what I'm saying is that the conference champion is in, but it doesn't mean they get an automatic bye. They don't fall into the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why you see on here Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Georgia as the top 4 teams in the top bracket. Well, Georgia and Texas A&M are SEC. Indiana, Ohio State are Big Tens, right?
Right.
So how could that be if somebody has to be a conference champion? There's no Big 12 representative and there's no ACC representative in the top 4. However, you do have a Texas Tech at 5 and you have a Miami at 13. That's crazy that there's no AC. Think about this, y'all. Has the ACC lost? Because it was already, so far as you look at the hierarchy, SEC was here, Big 10 was here, A1A, 1B. It was ACC, then Big 12. Now it's Big 12, ACC. The first representative from the ACC is the 5th best team in the conference at 13. Listen to what I just said, my man.
Right.
That's crazy.
I know. They want Miami in. They're trying to get Miami in, basically. But
So that's the rules how I see it. And again, I think that's a lot of losing. That's a lot of losing that has to happen for Miami to get in, bro. That's just
I don't see us making it to no ACC champion. So, I mean, the scenario that was given from the last caller, that listen, I had a headache, but I don't see us getting in, but at the same time, I do see us getting in at large bid, especially if Notre Dame get in, coach. I just can't see.
So help me with
Notre
that.
Dame.
So help me with that right quick, if you don't mind. Who do you take if you get an at large bid? Let me go back to the graphic.
Utah, BYU. Before you say it, Utah, BYU. They're done.
Utah or BYU? Okay. BYU has only Cincinnati, which is ranked 25, and UCF left. Right?
Right. I'm with you.
Okay. And you said Utah, but you have to remember one of those 12 is a G5, which they have down right here is Tulane. So Tulane is going to take that 12th spot.
Right. That's why I was hoping that South Florida won that game against Navy and went out, because South Florida would have moved into that slot perhaps, and they definitely couldn't leave us out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the bracket image up. I hope somebody would put it up. Did they do
Well,
it?
I mean,
I'm listening.
I guarantee when that bracket comes out, I haven't seen it myself, but I don't see any ACC teams filling that top 4 spot. They didn't have it last week, did they? They didn't have an ACC team last week.
Yeah, Miami. That's my point. They had
wait, because I missed that. Then you're trying to tell me last Tuesday they had Miami
playing Texas
one of the
Tech,
top 4 seeds,
number 11, playing Texas Tech.
I thought that was just someone was doing their own little.
No,
okay,
that was their bracket.
Listen, okay, well, yeah, I stand corrected. I don't even know why. Hey, I shouldn't even have called in then. I don't mean it like that.
I get what you're saying.
Just saying, but
I get what you're saying.
but I was under the impression that no ACC team. I took a look at it last week, but I thought that was someone else's bracket. I didn't know that was an actual bracket.
All right, here we go. I got the bracket right here on the NCAA website. So let me put this on the screen. And I have it here, and then we can look at it directly. Okay, right now, Georgia. Okay, Ohio State and Georgia will play, but these are the bye week. They have a bye week because they're the top 4 according to them. Ohio State will play Georgia. Texas A&M will play Indiana. They're in the bye. Going 12th ranked Tulane will play 5th ranked Texas Tech. 9th ranked Notre Dame will play 8th ranked Oklahoma. 11th ranked Miami will play 6th ranked Ole Miss. And 10th ranked Alabama will play 7th ranked Oregon. Again, my only question, I'm not mad that Miami's in it. My question is, where is the ACC champion in this bracket?
Oh, I see what you said. They should be in one of the quarterfinals. Then is that what you're saying?
They should be in the first round, not the quarterfinal, because they're not the top ranked. But they should definitely be in the first round. So somebody has to come out of there, and the only one I can see that comes out will either be maybe the Notre Dame, because we beat them head to head.
Oh, okay. You saying with the ACC championship game, one of them has to slide in. Yeah, you're
based
right,
on the rule, because you can't take. You
on
won't
that
take
ACC
Oklahoma out.
championship game.
Let me ask you: you won't take Oklahoma out because they beat Alabama.
Yeah, but Florida State beat Alabama. I mean, that doesn't. See,
I'm with you.
I know you have other callers, so I definitely don't want to get into that because Florida State beat the brakes off of Alabama. We beat the brakes off of Florida State. I mean, we beat Notre Dame head to head. So I think they would have to take a look at all that.
I got you.
Because Alabama really isn't that good, and Oregon is straight flawed. I mean, I don't, But anyway, listen, Coach, I sure appreciate you, man.
No problem.
I follow you all the time. Definitely, you have some great input. Definitely, I love your style and everything. But go Canes, man, and I need you to root for my Yellow Jackets in these state playoffs, man.
All right, I got you, man. What are they? I thought you meant Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. We about to fight it out. What Yellow Jacket? What's the name of the school?
No. St. Augustine, man. I'm an Augie dog. I'm a St. Augustine boy.
Okay, well, St. Augustine Yellow Jackets. Y'all take that thing, man. Who y'all playing this week?
We're playing Ed White, but last year, man, we made it American Heritage until we ran into that bad man Malachi Tony.
I love it, man. I love it. All right, man. Well, y'all put Ed White to sleep.
That man again.
I'm up. That man at the door again. All right, brother. I appreciate it. Let me get the next call in here.
All right, yes, sir.
My man. All right, let's get Mr. Poole on the line. We got a member on here, man. Poole, talk to us. What's up, brother? Give me some explanation. I need some understanding, like escape. Oh, my bad. I hit the button and then didn't hit it. I'm sorry. My bad, Mr. Poole. Talk to us. I hit the button and hit it again, but go ahead. I need some understanding.
Yeah,
man.
I thought you was just trolling me, dog. That's cool. No, but I don't know, man. It's about logos, bro. That's all. The only thing I can think of, and about money.
Okay.
Miami gets in over Georgia Tech or the ACC championship. That's the only thing I can think of. And then maybe they want something competitive because last year the two ACC teams who weren't very competitive got blown out. Miami, we already competed against Notre Dame, so they feel like we can compete with anybody.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can wrap my head around, that and money, because anything else, you just throw Miami out the playoffs.
So let me ask you this then. Are you telling me that they're going to break their own rules?
Yeah, they broke their rules one time on Florida State, didn't they?
So why break the rule? So let me ask you, why break the rule on the ACC when you should break the rule on the G5? Because who wants to see Tulane play Texas Tech? I would rather see Georgia Tech play Texas Tech. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna break a rule, let's break the rule for the little brother over there, Tulane, the G5. If I'm gonna break a rule, Don't
Now,
insult the
I
Power
get that
Four
point
program.
of it, but the ACC gets no respect. We get less respect than the Big Ten.
Okay.
I mean, Big 12. Then like the SEC make all the money, the Big Ten make all the money, and then what is it? The Big 12? They started making some moves last year where they like certain sponsors get buy a percentage of the team or something like that, or
I don't know about
something
that.
where they get more money.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Only thing I could tell you is, bro, is I'll put it up here like this, I guess, so I don't look so
And then
crazy.
Miami is the most viewed team in the ACC. We have the highest viewership.
I'm all for it. All I'm saying is if we're going to break a rule, I'm cool. Let's break the rule. But why break the
Yeah,
ACC
I'm all
rule?
for it too.
Let's kick
Yeah,
Tulane
man,
out. Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think Lane Kiffin gonna do? You think he's gonna leave or
Yeah, I think he's out
what?
of there.
What do you
I think he's out of there.
I think he out of there too.
Yeah, I don't think he liked the fact that they tried to put the ultimatum on him and say, hey, either sign this or a dip. So that was kind of like a way of like, oh, okay, I appreciate it. I just needed an excuse to leave, and y'all just gave it to me. That's me personally.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
basically he's gonna go to the highest bidder. So who you think gonna be the highest bidder at that point? I know it's either LSU or Florida.
well, those are the only two that's really I think that's on the table that's worth it. I mean, Arkansas, no. UCLA, no. I don't know any other
No.
jobs that's
Penn
coming open.
State, no.
Yeah. I personally think that LSU is. I mean, we literally talking minute differences here,
I
but I
don't
think
know.
LSU is a better job than
Honestly,
Florida.
I think. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I think Florida would be the better option because look how they did Brian Kelly. Like he wasn't. Brian Kelly got the same treatment James Franklin got. You got to win, somewhat win a record, and they just canned you early. While Florida, Billy Napier, they gave Billy Napier a mile and a mile and a mile of leash.
True story. Nothing wrong. You got a very valid point, right? You have a very valid point. And again, we're talking money. Like, what's the difference between 49 million and 50 million, right? I mean, we're talking peanuts here at that point. Yeah, taxes, right? But maybe Florida is close enough to the water where he can go fishing, and that might be his selling point. I don't know. I also want him to go to Florida. I also want him to go to LSU so he stay out of Florida. That's why I want him to stay out of the state of Florida, man. Leave our kids alone. That's why I want him to go to LSU also. But
Nah, for selfish reasons too. I would love him to get to stay away from us. That's why, like, we got Lane Kiffin, or not Lane Kiffin, Franklin going to Virginia Tech. What do you think about that?
So I did the show last night about
it. It's a win-win for him because the expectations not as high, and he's proven he's a winning coach. And then as we can see, the ACC is a weaker conference.
So I'll say this. To that point, all that's valid. I just don't think that for what he said he wants to do, I don't think Virginia Tech wins a natty. I just don't think.
I don't think that's a wins a natty either. But if you get Virginia Tech, and up to where he got Penn State winning 10 in the playoffs or whatnot, you use that as a stepping stone to get to a Florida or you get to a more premium school than Virginia.
No, I agree, but I was just saying, why can't he be in the running for a job? Like, because there's only one Lane Kiffin, so he can only go to one, two school or another. Name me a better candidate right now, or a more qualified candidate right now than James Frank. Let's just say Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, right? Let's say he goes there. Why couldn't James Franklin be the LSU coach? I'm just asking. Why couldn't he be? Because who else is a bigger candidate right now? Kurt Nettie's locked in.
Yeah.
So name me, if you had to make a short list for me, Poole, give me your top 3 guys for the LSU job right now.
My top 3 guys for the LSU job, I'd probably say Lane Kiffin.
No, he's already at Florida. Let's say he took the Florida job. LSU is open.
Okay. So I would either go get, try to get South Cal's, was it Reed,
Who?
the Trojans coach? Can't think of his name.
You talking about Lincoln
I'll try to
Riley?
get him.
Lincoln Riley?
Lincoln Riley, yes, Lincoln Riley, or like somebody like Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen, man, I don't know why they got rid of Dan Mullen that early at Florida, because that offense he had with Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask, it was Kadarius Toney, it was monstrous. They just didn't like the way he recruited. But at LSU, they got the funding and the backing too
So did Florida.
for bigger recruiting.
So did Florida. Florida got plenty of money for recruiting. So
And
again,
then I guess
so again,
you don't have to really go that far for recruiting.
So
and then maybe he grew as a coach as a recruiter.
Say that again.
I said maybe he grew as a coach as a recruiter, and now you got the transfer portal more.
Man, that man,
so you don't have to do so much recruiting.
That man, 55, 60 years old. How much growing he gonna do at this point?
Well,
come on.
People grow all the time, man. Coach,
Man,
you said you the same person you was 5 years ago?
No, but I also ain't 65 years old out here. Like, I'm just Dan Mullen right now. Let me see. Dan Mullen is 53 years old. He the UNLV coach right now. Nah, man, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying. I just, so real quick, let me do this. Chug Mo beer for the $4.99. Hold on, y'all. We got a chug before Chug Mo. Hold on. I appreciate you. Great show, Coach. Appreciate it. ESPN college football rankings show Miami 13 moved up one spot. That screen you're showing is not official. The rankings just came out. Yeah, I don't know what screen you were looking at, but this is straight from the NCAA website, and it is tagged November 18th.
Yeah, we are ranked number 13.
We're ranked 13.
In the thing, when the bracket, we ranked number 11.
We ranked 11.
So that's 100%. Probably where he's getting the confusion from.
Right. And if you notice, they highlighted that number in there yellow to let you know. But you would be the 11th seed. So it's not the 11th, it is ranking as well, but the 11th seed and the 12th seed for Tulane. But Tulane is actually ranked like 25 or something, whatever it is. Whatever Tulane was ranked at that time. But anyhow, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the $4.99. But yeah, Pooh, let me know the last line. I'm gonna push on here, brother.
Ain't really much to say, but you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good how we beat North Carolina. I couldn't really call in because I was at a competition.
Okay.
Besides that, I'll holler at you tomorrow.
For sure, my man. We'll be in the building. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
My man. All right. Sebastian, I guess, 2257 says Lane Kiffin hasn't been more successful than Franklin. True indeed. But perception does become people's reality, right? Perception does become people's reality. And only thing I'll say is offensively, all of those type of things. But to your point, you're 100% right. And so that's why I'm saying a guy like James Franklin, why does he take a VTech job when, like I said, it's only one Lane Kiffin right now? So if he goes to Florida, who does LSU hire? Who is Arkansas hiring? Right? I'm just talking about look at the jobs that are out there. Oklahoma State, they still looking for a coach. You know they ain't got no expectations. You talk about expectations, they ain't got no coach. They kept that dude for 20 years. UCLA still open. So I'll go back and say this about Franklin before I move on. Yesterday when I spoke about Franklin, it wasn't a good job for a good hire for Virginia Tech. I was just simply saying, based on what Franklin was speaking of in regard, and I know his coach speaks, so I'm not going to take it as the gospel, but I don't think you win a national championship at Virginia Tech. That's all I'm saying. I don't think you win a national championship at Virginia Tech. It's just harder. Now, some people talk about expectations. Okay. Well, you're a coach. You're expected to win regardless. Will it be maybe easier at VTech? Sure. Will he do a great job? I think so. Will he get 10 wins out of VTech? Sure. But then you become what? Frank Beamer? Who's Frank Beamer? I don't mean no disrespect to Frank Beamer. Frank Beamer known for special teams. Cool. Yeah, he had Michael Vick. He had Marcus Vick. I get it. He ain't no different than who? Middle of the road program. I'm just saying, at the age in which he's at right now, still got that vigor in you and that fight. Go get fired. I would rather take, me personally, I would take my chances at 2 years at LSU than 10 years at VTech, winning 10 games, going to the doggone Gasparilla Bowl. I'd rather go to LSU, get fired. I mean, he got, like, money's not the issue here, guys. They got generational wealth at this point. The money they made over all of, think about, for the 12 years he was at Penn State, the buyout money he had, all the years he been, they have money. So money is not the deciding factor here. Now it's about your legacy. That's Ed O'Dron. He always gonna have a natty. Crap the bed at Ole Miss. But he got him a natty. All right, let me get the next caller on the line. 6310 on the line. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's up, man? It's 305 Nick.
305 Nick. What's up with you, baby? I'm good. Talk to me.
What's up, Coach? Hey, man. Hey, how this season playing out. If you look at your screen, how you had it on the left side, I really think it's gonna come down to 3 teams. I'm looking at it. Yeah, BYU and Utah gonna be out, but I'm looking at it's gonna come down to Miami, Alabama, and Notre Dame. I think it's gonna come down to those 3 teams for 2 spots. Cause I don't care how they got the screen up there. You got to take Miami out and put Georgia Tech in there right now. I mean, that being real, they not gonna skip over the ACC champion. They got to go in there. So as of right now, Georgia Tech is at the top of the ACC. So you got to take Miami out of that spot. You got to put Georgia Tech in there. Now that leaves 2 spots. Now it's gonna come down to Notre Dame or Miami. And also, I think Alabama is going to come out of what Alabama do. Now, the head-to-head with Notre Dame, we should have that. But like I heard the committee guy say tonight, they said they looking at Notre Dame lost to better competition than Miami did. So that's the
it's kind of a wash.
They're trying to get Notre Dame.
Right.
It's
kind of like a wash. Yeah, it's kind of like a wash, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna say, okay, they lost the better competition than Miami, but Miami got the head-to-head win over Notre Dame. So basically, now what you gotta look at now, Alabama basically gotta win out. They gotta win out to get in there. But also too now, we need Alabama to lose. But at the same time, Miami basically, Coach, Miami just gotta win out. They ain't going to the Miami. We ain't going to the ACC championship. Too much got to happen for us to make it to the ACC.
I know, Nick, but Nick, Alabama got Eastern Illinois and a fired Auburn. Matter of fact, I even forgot about the Auburn job for Franklin. Could have got the Auburn job. But listen, a fired Auburn. They got Eastern Illinois and Auburn left.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I don't think Alabama loses.
No, well, Coach, no, you're right about that. But also now I'm asking you a question now.
Mm-hmm.
If they come down to those 3 teams, you got Miami got the head-to-head over Notre Dame. Now, do that Florida State play a part in if you're trying to compare Miami and Alabama?
Okay, I hear that.
Alabama lost them Florida State. Now, do Miami get anything for beating the brakes off of Florida State?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But let me go to Notre Dame right quick. Notre Dame only has Syracuse and Stanford, the 2 worst teams. Yeah. The 2 worst teams in the ACC left. That's their 2. I don't see them losing. So I don't see them losing another game.
Hey, Coach, we beat them. We got the same record.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, fair enough.
Notre Dame now, so
fair enough. But let me look at Notre Dame. Who have they lost to? Notre Dame lost to a 17th. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's not correct.
They lost to Texas A&M and Texas A&M and us.
They lost to Texas A&M, the number 3 team, and the head-to-head with us, the number 13th team we are right now. I think, or 14th team. Fair.
Yeah.
But we lost to 2 unranked teams. So even though they beat us head-to-head, I mean, we beat them head-to-head, but we lost to 2 unranked programs. That's what I think makes it difficult.
What's one carry more weight? Which one carry more weight?
The two,
Head-to-head
I think,
for
no, I think because we lost to two unranked teams. If we would have lost to one unranked team and lost to a highly ranked team like a Oklahoma or Ole Miss or Oregon, then I think we have it.
Yeah.
But because they lost to us and they lost to the number 3 team in the nation, that loss to the number 3 team in the nation helps them more than our 2 losses to unranked teams. You see what I'm saying?
See, but coach, they what I'm saying. They keep moving. They keep moving the goalposts. Now, what first last year it was all about the head-to-head competition. I mean, nobody cared about who beat. If you and the team basically finished with the same record, and it was between you and those 2 teams, and y'all played each other. Now we starting to move the goalposts to say, which I think only time competition matters is if you're talking about one team that probably got a better record than the other one, then they probably slotted one spot away from each other. Then you could talk about the wins and losses. I mean, how good was the competition?
Right.
But you're talking about 2 teams. You're talking about 2 teams that basically got the same record.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if it comes down to those 2 teams, I'm just telling you, bro. I feel like if it comes down to Notre Dame, ain't no way we getting in, bro. I don't care.
Oh, I could tell y'all that. So I mean, y'all could cancel Christmas on that.
No way they putting us in. Yeah, we can already forget the goddamn Alabama. But I'm just trying to get you to understand. I'm thinking like it's gonna come down to those three teams, and I'm looking at this sorry ass Tulane, man. This is horrible, bro. Like for real, Tulane.
But again,
like, these are the teams they throwing in there.
We
they
can't
do that, but they might have well extended to 15 teams.
And my thing is, I told y'all we can't change it now, but I don't know why G5 has to be in there. Let the G5 get their own bracket. Let them have their own bracket.
They don't play nobody.
Yeah.
But you see what they did to BYU, right? BYU and Utah, they the first ones. They already out. You know why they out? Because they play in a garbage conference, and they got a sorry. They schedule sorry non-conference games. They don't want to play. Man, the hardest team BYU and Utah played was Texas Tech. That's the best team on their schedule. Nobody else.
Hey.
So these teams shouldn't even be ranked. They shouldn't even be ranked in the top 15.
I'm with you.
The competition, they basically you could throw BYU and Utah in there with Tulane. Put them all in there and let them have their own playoff by themselves. and get some damn teams in here that can play somebody who schedule strong non-conference games. And they come on, bro. Like now, man, the SEC is. That's why I used to be mad, but bro, how you gonna be mad at the ACC? These boys be in dog fights every week. Every week. SEC teams fight for their life every week. And we sitting back Miami, but then I go back to being man. Listen, dog, we can't be mad at nobody but ourselves, dog.
That's it.
Straight up. We can't be mad at nobody but ourselves.
Hey, you know what, Nick? You know what, Nick? You done came full circle. You started off right here. And all of a sudden, you came all the way back. In the end of the day, you said, "Man, we can't be mad at nobody." Man, That's it.
Coach, you put the bracket up. I paused it. I put it on pause. I got it on my 55-inch TV. The whole bracket.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at all this crap, dog. And I'm saying to myself, our conference are so trash that they don't even want to put the number 1 team in our conference up there. They don't even want to put them up there. That's how sorry our conference is. And we still lost 2 games.
I mean, think about this.
So, I mean,
you got Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, SMU, and you put the 5th best team in the conference in the bracket before you pick any one of them 4 teams. Bro, this is bad, bro. This is bad.
Bro. Those are basketball schools. Those are basketball schools.
Ooh,
Virginia, Georgia Tech. These are basketball schools. They so trash, they don't even want to put them. Your last caller said it, bro. He said they want Miami in there so bad. They want us in there so bad. Because the last thing they want to do is put a Georgia Tech or a Virginia in there or SMU. They do not want them people in there because it's going to kill the ratings. The ratings going to go down. And so they don't even want them in there, coach. But then I go back and look. Can't blame nobody but ourselves, bro.
That's it.
Can't blame nobody but ourselves, coach.
That's it.
But I ain't gonna waste your time, coach. I ain't gonna hold you. Thanks for taking my call. You already know.
Yes, sir, my man. Appreciate it. 305 Nick in the building.
All right, man. All right.
Yes, sir. Much love. All right. I got the illustrious E. Brown back here. I'm gonna let him roll out, man. We're gonna take a few calls. If you'd like to call in after this call, I'm going to shut the phone lines down. Please go ahead and call in right now. 862-799-9956. If you want to give your thoughts on this, Miami was pushed up to the 13th spot. They are the 11th seed in the current bracket as of right now. And we're trying to figure out how this is. And I know it sounds crazy as Cane fans, but I don't believe in fanning a fire that I don't believe should be burning. Like, this is a little crazy to me right now. Maybe it's just me, because everybody gonna make content. Oh God, we in the playoffs. We in the playoffs. It's kind of like when your daddy say, "All right, buddy, next week we going to Disney World. Coming to pick you up next Friday," and you pack your little bag and you ready to go to Disney World and see Mickey and Minnie and Goofy, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, you wake up looking out the window for daddy. Is he coming? Every car go by. Is that him? Is that him? Is that him? It's 12 noon. Is that him? Is that him? It's 3 o'clock. Is that him? Is that him? It's 6 p.m. Is that him? Is that him? Is that him? It's 9:30. Is that him? Is that him? Before you know it, you sleep in the windowsill like this. And all of a sudden, here come mama. Get up, baby. Let's go to bed. I told you he wasn't coming. I knew he wasn't coming. Just snatch the rug from right up under you. That's what I feel like these brackets are doing. Just snatching the rug right from under, making us feel all good and warm and fuzzy inside. We got a chance. Lord, we got opportunity. All you got to do is win. But little Sandworm said it's dark. Yeah, he got a little dark. But I don't know. That's just what I thought of. Anyway, let me get 2682 on the line. Then we got Stretch. We're going to E. Brown. Let him close this deal out. 2682, call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
Coach, you should.
There you go. What's up? What?
Hey, you hear me? Hey, look.
Hold on, I see you coming. I've been on the phone since the college football playoff show was on.
Hey, man, look, I was like, damn, he ain't gonna get to me. Coach, I just want to apologize to the Coach Hayes family, because from what I've been reading, it seems like they about to leave the ACC champion out if they ain't ranked high enough. From what I've been reading.
Am
I right?
That's what this bracket shows, but you correct me.
That's what I'm thinking.
But hold on,
he just said we a placeholder. So which one is it? Which one is it? Because from what I'm reading online, and I done read a few articles, it's basically saying if you not ranked amongst the 5 highest seed, like conference champions, then you ain't gonna be in the playoff. Like, it's not an automatic bid because you win the conference.
Right. DC, you shut out, man.
We in there. Yeah. So basically, they saying we the first at large. Notre Dame is an at large, and we are at large if we handle our business. That's how I'm looking at it. We just need Georgia Tech to lose. So all them tiebreaker scenarios, it really don't even matter. We need everybody to lose for real.
Can somebody?
We need SMU
all right,
to lose again.
Hold on. Because this is what I want to make sure. Can somebody in the chat, an expert in the chat, please
get old boy to call back in?
Hold on. Find me the ruling of how people get in. Somebody has read it off before on these shows. Find me. Because the ruling, from my understanding, was they're going to take the highest ranked. Those highest ranked are going to receive the bye week. They're going to be ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4, seeded 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
You don't have to be a conference champion to be seeded, but a conference champion does get a seed in the playoffs. That's how my understanding.
Hold on. If you rank amongst the 5 highest conference champions. See, it's a
Hold on, where is that at?
Sword.
Where is that?
I just got this off Google. I just got that off Google. I didn't talk to Chat, GBT, and everything. We've been on the phone having conversations. We get in there. I'm telling you, all we got to do is handle our business. I think we're gonna get in there for real.
Okay, listen to this.
Go ahead.
The 5 highest ranked conference champions received automatic bids. That doesn't mean they get a bye week. The 5 highest ranked conference champions. So am I lost in understanding that? Okay, hold on. For the 25 season, the 4 highest ranked teams overall received the first round buys, regardless of conference championship status. So how is the 5 highest ranked conference champions receive automatic bids? So let's just take it for face value that Georgia Tech walks out and is the ACC conference champion. This applies to college football players, while other NCAA like FCS, okay, that had nothing to do with us. I'm again, it makes no sense to me.
Coach, real quick, and y'all can call in because I know they be dogging me out, Coach. But I just want to say this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, from what I'm reading and what you're saying, this is what I'm getting from it.
Mm-hmm.
You got your group of 5 team, right? If that's automatic, they like a Tulane. They automatically in there. Then you got like Texas A&M, Georgia, whatever the order. Even though they may have not have won their conference championship, if they're ranked in that top 4 after everything shake out, they gonna get the buys. See, last year, if you just won the conference,
that's correct. You got the buy. I get it. This year, that's why you have 2 Big Tens and 2 SEC schools in the top 4. Georgia and Texas A&M are SEC schools. Ohio State, Indiana are Big Ten schools.
Right. So all I'm saying is this: if I think they looking at Georgia, they looking at Tech, and they looking at like their Boston College game. Y'all bound to lose in this game. We're not saying you're not gonna get in the ACC championship, but about time you do, you probably gonna have 3 losses. And to lose this late to an unranked Pittsburgh, you damn near ain't gonna like they basically, I feel like they just trying to exclude them. Like, we're gonna remove Miami, from the ACC for real. Cause y'all terrible. Like, the conference is trash for real.
Oh my God.
I'm just keeping it. Come on, we got to keep it real now.
Okay, I hear you.
We shouldn't have lost them 2 games. Point blank, period.
And Pitt just dropped. So Pitt was 22.
Feel like we're gonna be in there though.
Hold on. So Pitt was 22. They no longer even 22 anymore, right?
So hold on. Do you see the setup? They setting Georgia Tech up right now. Go ahead and lose a Pitt at Bobby Dodd in Atlanta if you want to. Go ahead and lose to them. You're going to mess around and not be in the playoff for real. You already going to lose to Georgia. That's 3 losses right there.
Well, I don't think that matters because it's the conference play. So, yeah, I think they lose to Georgia. Fine.
But no. I'm saying as far as your ranking is concerned.
I know.
Your overall rank.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
The rule says
in there. Like, Coach, I think we're getting in there for real. Hold on. This is what you had to look at. We really, as Miami fans, we need to salute Reese Davis. He put the pressure on, bro.
Okay.
On Hunter, the commissioner. Remember, he did ask him. He was talking about tiers. That's why they got Notre Dame at 9 and they got us at 13. How are they ranked above Alabama? Y'all haven't beat nobody. Y'all keep talking about good losses. Y'all haven't beat nobody. So what I feel like what they doing right now, the way it's gonna shake out, but because they said it has to be 3 teams, like it has to be like 3 spots for them to actually compare. That head to head is gonna mean something. They hope we both gotta hope. Notre Dame and Miami, we need to hope that Oklahoma lose. Alabama can lose. I'm in Alabama. They can lose. They got DJ Durkin at Auburn. They can lose that game. They trust me. They can lose that game to a 4-6 Auburn. They can lose to them.
Okay.
It get crazy down there.
Okay, you telling me
So
Oklahoma got 2 decent teams, Missouri, and they got. I mean, it's still Missouri, still LSU. They possibly could drop one of those. You know,
they can lose. They can if they lose, they out. If they lose, they out. If Alabama lose, they cook. You already lost to Florida State. We let it slide. We let it slide. We didn't say nothing else about it. You lost to a mediocre Oklahoma
now, can I say something to you?
They got a quarterback with a broken thumb.
So
yeah, it's over with.
So here's what I'll say. That's more plausible to me.
What's that?
That an Oklahoma may lose to a Missouri or LSU before we got to worry about Georgia Tech losing, Notre Dame losing, all that stuff that the first caller said.
Yeah,
I think this is more plausible.
That's coach. That's why I think they trying to save Notre Dame. That's why I think they have them at 9 right now. You can't move them up no further than that.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Look at everybody ahead of them.
Yeah, but they're not.
Who are you playing to move up any further?
Yeah, Notre Dame not losing. Dog. They got Syracuse and they got Stanford. I don't see Notre Dame losing.
Yeah, but hold on. This is what I want to know. How are you over Alabama? I understand Alabama lost. Y'all haven't beat nobody. Who had they beat? USC? Was it USC?
I think it's 17 ranked USC at that time. What's USC ranked
now?
They
ain't even talking about USC.
They 15. They ranked 15th right now. So
they ain't even talking about USC. But we slick. We need USC to beat Oregon though. I think that's gonna help. That's gonna help both of us for real.
Yeah, that'll help.
That's gonna help Notre Dame and Miami. They really trying to get both of us in there.
Oh God,
that's what they doing.
Bro,
I'm telling you,
this is like quantum physics.
They don't want to see Virginia in the playoffs, coach. They don't want to see Georgia Tech.
They don't.
No, they don't want to see no Georgia Tech in the playoffs. Their defense is trash.
Playoffs.
Yeah. We good. Hey, we good. Y'all, last week I was wrong because I didn't know. The ACC team's going to get left out. You win the championship, you still going to get left out if you're not ranked high. So let them keep losing. You know, we don't got to worry about them tie-breaking scenarios and none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we handle our business like all these other callers been saying, I feel like we're going to get in there. But I think Notre Dame going to get in there as well.
Oh, they should. I mean,
I
do. Will.
Yeah. I think Oklahoma's going to lose. They shaky. He only threw for 138 yards last week. His thumb is broken. I think he had a hairline fracture or something like that in his thumb. Like he really struggling. He hurt out there. He playing hurt.
But we're gonna find out, man. But sure.
Yeah, 138 yards. Who you gonna beat like that in the playoffs? And they take that in consideration. Remember, Florida State quarterback got hurt. They left them out of the playoffs when it was a 14 playoff. They left them out. They'll leave Oklahoma ass out of there too. I don't feel like they're gonna beat both of those teams. You're not gonna beat Missouri and LSU. That's their championship.
Yeah.
Just to knock you out of it. That's their champion. They don't got nothing else to play for. And DJ Durkin is gonna get Auburn up for that game. Mark my words, Alabama damn near, they probably gonna lose that game. At Jordan here. They'll lose that game.
We're gonna find out, man.
DJ Durkin, I'm telling you, DJ Durkin got them boys hyped because that's who they want to be their coach.
Boy, that's
players coach.
Boy, that's another dude. That you talking about a cat of nine lives, DJ Durkin. Ain't he the one that guy died? He was the head coach at Maryland. And all he was at Michigan. He'd have been a little bit everywhere, man. DJ Durkin.
Listen, they love DJ Durkin. I'm trying to tell you, if they I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy down there. And Ty Simpson, he shook up. He done threw a couple picks. You done threw some pick sixes. You done made some bad decisions. You know, you getting the hate mail. He ain't ready for that.
Well, we gonna find.
He ain't ready for that.
Sure, we gonna find out.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. We gonna win. Hey, we gonna win it all, Coach. We get in there. We gonna win it all.
All right, I'm here with you, dog. Listen,
yeah,
I am here.
Yeah, I'm going all the way in, Coach. You know I be gambling. I'm going all the way in.
I see.
They plus 340 for them to go to the playoffs. Y'all get on there right now. It's plus 340. I already put my money down.
Man, hey, hold on, Suge. Ain't you the one that say you say your boy be in the gambling house?
Hey, listen, he turned it around now. Look, it's time. Hey, it's time to cash in now. He already got paid. He ain't throwing no more picks. Y'all seen he was on point last couple games.
I got you.
So we straight. He already cashed in.
All right, well, let me get these next calls, man. Y'all good?
We good. Hey, look, Suge, the first one said it. We gonna get in the playoffs and we gonna go on a run.
All right, there
I'm the first one to say it.
All right, I'm with you, though. Hey, listen, I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride, bro.
We got this. We got this.
Yes, sir. Much love, dog. Let's make it happen.
All right.
For sure. I love it, man. Let's get this thing rocking. All right. We got a stretch coming. We got 3956 on the line. I'm about to lock this thing out, so I'm glad y'all called in.
The conference has been locked.
Lock this thing in. If you fall out, you won't be able to fall back in. 3956. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? It's Heart of Sports.
Oh, man. What's up, man?
What's going on with you?
I'm good, man. Let me put you in the system here, man. Heart of Sports. What's up, man?
Yeah, go on lock me in, Coach.
I gotta lock you in, man. You get to skip the line. You remember off and on, ain't you? Yeah.
That's a fact. You already know.
So now I know.
But let me rap to you real. Let me rap to you real quick, Coach, because I see every live you've been a little lost about this little, the bracket and the playoff and how it's going down. So let me just go ahead and tell you how it's going down.
All right, talk to me.
All right, this is what it is. So when the first bracket dropped, we was at 17.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason we was at 17 was because it was just a coincidence that the playoff bracket came out the same week. We end up losing 2 games in 3 weeks. So that weighed heavily on us.
Okay.
But in the last week or two, we've been playing good or whatever, but the committee has showed that they will advance you based on how you play, what it's like, eye test, all that. So that's why the committee is having a course correct right now. So
okay,
that's basically good news for the Canes, but really anybody, to be honest. And it's good because it's showing you that they're not going off of they can't just go off wins and losses, and they can't just go off of just A plus B is C's, just basic metrics. They got to go off of kind of how you playing and stuff like that too. So, but the reason that bracket that you showed, the reason that we was in at number 11 was because they had us winning the conference. And that was just a hypothetical bracket. That's not really how it's going down. We more than likely we're just not going to win the ACC. That's just
so Heart of Sports. Stop right there. Do me a favor, and I get what you're saying. But I think that's what's misleading to the people. It's false advertising. The likelihood and the probability of Miami winning the ACC, and you don't have a ACC, another person like Georgia Tech or Virginia, who are probably the 2 front runners to be in the ACC championship. And I know it's all probability. I get it. It's all hypothetical.
Right.
It's all projections.
Right.
But even if you just run basic numbers, the numbers are not in Miami's favor so far as even participating in the ACC championship, let alone winning it.
Right.
So why would they create a project? And that's where confusion lies. Why would you create a projection graphic that is the probability is not there, but for the other 12 teams, like Tulane, for example, you use them and you put the probability in their favor to have Tulane there. They may not be there next week. They may lose. But as of right now, the numbers say Tulane is the favorite. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Let me get on speak to the Tulane topic. So Tulane is in the bracket because they're going to make it as a highest ranked conference champion. That's why they're in there. Georgia Tech is not in that bracket because they're projecting that Georgia Tech lose, which will in part drop their ranking and move Tulane over them to get that highest ranked conference champion. That's why Georgia Tech is not in that bracket.
Okay, no problem. Fine. You still gotta. Okay, so who does Georgia Tech lose to win the ACC championship?
They lose to Georgia.
No, I'm talking about the ACC championship. Who, if you had to project now, who do you think wins the ACC championship? If you had to make a projection,
right today, I would probably say either Georgia Tech or Virginia, probably.
So we back to my point. So if Georgia Tech or Virginia wins it, they don't get a bid. They don't get an automatic bid to the playoffs.
No, they don't. They don't get an automatic bid based off this projection because they're not the highest ranked conference champion.
It says
in this scenario.
It said the 5 highest, right? It said the 5. So who would be the other, who would be the other conference?
Then? So you would have a Big Ten champion. I'm gonna just say Ohio State. You would have your SEC champion. I'm gonna just say A&M, right? Whoever you want to throw in there. You have your Big 12 champion, Texas Tech.
Okay.
You have they had Miami as the ACC champion, right?
But we know that's
and
not.
They would have Tulane as the 5 rank.
So back to that point. I know what they had. But
you're right. I don't know what they had going. That's just what I read about that bracket. That particular bracket was based on us winning the ACC, and we know that's just unlikely. So I think it was just for the clicks or whatever. Whatever.
Now
I don't know. But go ahead.
No, I'm saying now we talking. It was just for the clicks
I think it's just for the clicks. But to the point of that, beyond that, we still can make the playoffs though. I would say based off of how they ranked this week, we definitely have a good chance of making the playoffs.
Okay.
I would say it's more than a 50% chance at this point.
Okay.
Or at least a 50% chance. Do you know why?
Please tell me.
The reason we have more than a 50% chance at this point is because everyone keeps saying just win, just win, just win. That's true. But they're showing you right now, they will jump you, leapfrog you over a team, irregardless of if that team won or lost. So really the optics is mattering more than any situation right now, as far as last year's playoffs versus this year's playoffs. How things look, we got to go into Virginia Tech, basically whoop them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then we got to go to Pitt, whoop them. Particularly, it would be better if we whooped them a little bit worse than Notre Dame did. That would look real good. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Notre Dame is going to end up whether they're going to win the rest of their games. That's just what it is.
Okay.
But they're not going to move up anymore because of their strength of schedule. Okay. So if they stay right around 9-10, even Bama could jump them with a win. So if they stay in that 9-10 range and we jump up to that 10-11 range, we will end up jumping them with that head-to-head win.
Okay. Here's my one question. Yeah, I would say this.
Okay.
I got the graphic on the screen. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm not sure if you can see both and have a phone call. I'm not sure.
I can't see them both at the same time.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. Great. We know who the 4 are: Georgia, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Indiana. Are those shoe-in in your opinion?
Georgia, Ohio State, Indiana. Who else?
Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're all in.
Okay. Let's just take
unless something crazy happens, but
right.
Yeah,
but let's take Tulane as the G5 representative. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. Do you think Texas Tech will lose these next 2 games?
No.
Do you think Notre Dame will lose their next 2 games in Syracuse and Stanford?
No.
Do you think Ole Miss will lose their next 2 games?
No.
Do you think Oregon would lose their next 2 games?
Possibly.
Okay, who would they lose to?
USC.
Okay. So if they lose to USC, you're saying they will push them below Miami, and that would give us a slot in?
For sure.
Okay. Do you think Alabama will lose their next 2 games?
Possibly.
Like one of the two of the next. So you think they could lose to Auburn?
Yeah.
I definitely don't see them losing to Eastern Illinois. I mean, that's just me personally.
Yeah, they're not losing to Illinois, but they could lose to Auburn.
Okay. And do you think Oklahoma can lose their next two games?
I'm not sure. I think they play Missouri, if I'm not mistaken.
Missouri, then LSU.
Yeah, they could lose too.
Okay. So Oklahoma and Oregon are your two what ifs. Like they possibly, the other ones you feel pretty confident they'll win. And then Notre Dame, we already said they'll win.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
So if let's just say Oklahoma loses, but Oregon doesn't lose to USC. And that drops Oklahoma down and out. Who next takes their spot?
BYU and Utah will move up at first, I believe.
So not the
however,
so not the ACC champion.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Because right now I think Georgia Tech is. Let me see. I think I had it, but they're ranked.
So the ACC champion, will not be represented in this game.
Georgia Tech is 16th. They will move up, but they won't move up into the top 12. I don't believe. No.
So they won't.
They could possibly move up, but either way, Georgia Tech is unless we just do something crazy and just sell the bag at the end of the year, they're not going to jump over Miami. Georgia Tech's not, unless they could potentially if they beat Georgia, they could jump us, but I don't see that happening. But
okay, so you understand. So now I understand. So your understanding of the ruling is you could win the conference and still not get in.
Correct.
Okay, that's where our difference is. That's what I was trying to make sure we were on the same page. Okay,
it's not just because you win the ACC. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
It can work out that way if the highest ranked, one of the highest ranked champions are the ACC. But if they're not the highest ranked champion, then it doesn't matter.
So the rule says the 5 highest ranked conference champions receive automatic bid.
Correct. And they don't get no automatic buy or nothing like that.
Right, but they get a bid. So the SEC, who are the 5 conference, the 5 highest ranked conference champion? Who are the 5 highest ranked conference champions? I'm just asking.
Right now, it would be SEC, Big 10, Big 12. Did I say Big 10?
SEC.
In this
Big
case,
10,
it would
Big
be
12.
Whatever conference Tulane is in.
Okay.
And
the ACC, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm telling you. The ACC guys got to be represented because nobody from the Sun Belt ain't ranked. This is what I'm telling you. The 5 highest. So if you're gonna tell me the Sun Belt, a guy from the Sun Belt was ranked higher than the ACC, that makes sense to me. But it's not. That's the whole deal.
No, you're right though. You're right. Georgia Tech can still be the highest ranked conference champion. You're right. They could be. I'm just saying if they're not, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If they're not.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
No, but okay.
No. I'm saying it's easy. What I'm saying is Georgia Tech can still be one of the 5 highest ranked conference champions. But in that scenario on that bracket, they weren't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm with you, dog.
They had Miami as the highest ranked conference champion.
But you just said we can't win the conference championship.
No, we can't. I don't think we can. Oh, we still can go, but it's very unlikely. It's very, very unlikely. I wouldn't put us there right now. I say it's probably less than a 3% chance, bro.
I love it. All right, Heart of Sports, dog. I appreciate it, man. Let me get these calls in. I lock this thing up, man. I love it,
All right,
man.
Coach.
Hey, we're going to chop it up, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
All right, you already know.
My man. All right, real quick, I want to clap it up, man, for Markinson Innocent has become a member, man. Y'all clap it up. I said, y'all clap it up for Markinson Innocent. Markinson Innocent has become a member. Appreciate you, man. Welcome to the team, my brother. Let me get the next call on the line, 2375. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, Coach, this is Big Mike again from North Carolina.
Big Mike, you the call back. All right, what's up, Big Mike? Talk to me.
Yeah, cause they confusing you. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Not really.
again, on
But,
this ranking,
uh-huh.
on the ranking, it's not about like the last caller said. It's not about conference championships anymore. They're not putting presidents on that. It's about ranking. Now, if you are a conference champion and you are highly ranked in that the top 25, you will get a bid. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to last week, so I think this will help you understand.
Okay.
Last week they were talking about a scenario of Duke being the ACC championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because they were not ranked, the JMU would have jumped Duke, and they would have had two
G5s.
Tulane, G5 teams in
That's
over
fair.
an ACC championship.
Thank you. I get that.
Cut.
I get that because that's another conference. So I get that part, Big Mike. What I'm saying is there's no other conference ranked that high. There's my point, because Duke would not have been ranked. So if you keep going past 25, you don't have anybody. But GT and Virginia are ranked. So they're going to stay within the top 25, and there's no other team that's going to be higher than them. No other team in another conference is going to be higher than them. But I get what you're saying.
Right, but Georgia Tech or Virginia would have had to win to be they would have had to be ACC championship. But again, the reason why Miami is up there is because they're the highest rank, is a placeholder. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any value other than that they just in there because they're higher rank.
Gotcha.
Now, but if Miami went out and say again, my scenario is Georgia Tech winning out, or at least just winning their last ACC competition and the ACC championship. They will be the highest ranking champion, right? But there still is a at-large bid, and Miami gets in that way.
Okay.
But go ahead.
No, I'm saying I hear y'all. I'm with you.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I'm listening and I'm like, man, why is it so confusing? But I mean, again, if you go back to that Duke scenario, I'm thinking that'll help you because Duke is not ranked. But if they would have won the ACC championship, those other two G5 teams would have jumped ahead and got in. Now, I mean, I understand they're not good enough to be in a college playoff, but that's how the rules are set up for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you, Coach.
Nah, much love to you, man. Appreciate you. My man, Big Mike from No Kakalaki, man. Thank you, brother. All right, much love, man. All right, we got we got Stretch, then we got E Brown on the line. We're gonna close this thing out. I totally get it. To be very honest, I do understand. But you know what this is like? Before I get to Stretch, this is like giving 10 people IKEA furniture with no instructions. The same exact furniture with no instructions, and everybody got a different way to put it together. It's like a competition. All right, y'all. Here go 10 people putting some IKEA furniture together, but there's no instructions in the box. Figure it out. Ready? Go. Click. That's exactly what this is like. Stretch, talk to me, man. Give me some answers, man. Help me, man. You got some brown sugar.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep this brown sugar topic, man. Hey, listen. This weekend I was glued to the TV because I needed certain teams to lose because I already mapped out the playoff prediction. You know, style points matter, Coach. When I tell you, I say I get tired of Mario playing around with teams not scoring points before half, going into halftime with 2 timeouts. It's for a reason, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
When this is what I want you to do, Coach. This is how you're gonna narrow. You know, I'm like Geraldo. I get on my journalistic psychic wave. You need to look at who is the people sitting in the rooms doing the deliberating. last week, E. Brown told you no, Cool Brown, Get Now Brown told you that we went from a computer to now we dealing with emotional eye tests. The way you went, strength of schedule. They done eliminated all the stuff that we used to get mad about back in the days, and we still having complaints. They got rid of. Now you know next year they're going to 16 teams, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that. I thought it was 2026, but go ahead.
That's next year.
I thought it was the back end, but okay, no problem. You're 100% correct.
It could be 2027 the back end.
No,
I don't know
fine.
for sure.
No, you're right. No, I heard it was 26. That's a fair statement. Yes, in my mind, yes.
Okay, so when you come back and you think about the glory days, you know, you got all these podcasts is popping up, and you got all these fans supporting, you got all this analytics and algorithm going on. They know they see Miami always in the top with fans watching the games, man. We gonna have 5-6 million people watching, right?
For sure.
That's why I get mad when we don't have no fans in the stadium. You know, it's like, damn. I've been telling you a long time ago we need our own stadium. You seen South Florida done built them a little 35,000 seat stadium on the campus. They done hired Brooks. He's the new guy now. Derek Brooks from Florida State. See, you gotta have a little history going, man.
Hold on, hired him for what? Hired him for what? What are you doing?
He in charge.
He the AD over there at South Florida?
I don't know if he the AD. He's something serious. Google it real quick.
All right, go ahead. Finish your point while I do it.
Okay, so back to what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody right with what they're telling you about the scenarios, but we got to have certain people lose. Like this week, if Florida would have beat Ole Miss, boom. Now we for sure in there. If Oklahoma would have lost, boom, we for sure in there. Who else supposed to lost this week that had a good game on it? Georgia Tech supposed to lost that game. We were boom. Now we looking at the ACC player championship game. We really don't want to get in the ACC championship game because we can lose that and get knocked out. You got to remember, it's 3 games still left. It's the last 2 games. Some teams got 1 game left. Last 2 games of the season, and then you got the championship games. That's like probably 8 conferences going on. You know what I mean? And they want teams like North Texas to get up in there. They want teams like James Madison. James Madison got knocked out last year because they weren't eligible for the bowl. They supposed to have been in there. Like there's a lot of teams that's brewing that got a little mantra and a little support where they can, you know, come in there and be a Cinderella for the football, for the college football series. You know what I mean? Like we do want to see teams like James Madison that did pretty good last year get in there and run the table a little bit. Yeah, they might not pass the eye test, but what? They might play good football if they get an opportunity, because any given time between them white lights and them white lines and them scenarios where you got good college tradition playing, and they done finally got up there where they needed to be. They've been overlooked for so long. They can play good football. Yo, yeah, they looking at them by the ESPN 300, the 247 100, the ESPN 150, and who got the most 3, 4, 5, 6 stars on their team. Yeah, they looking at all that. But they like people saying, like, they know Notre Dame is a for sure in over us because the way they travel.
I agree with that. Now, I agree with. I do agree with that. And then, real quick, Derek Brooks. Real quick, Derek. Hold on.
Trifecta.
Hold on, Derek Brooks is the chief operating officer for the USF Athletics. So that's what he's doing.
I'm telling you, the head man in charge.
So
they know something, man.
I'll just say this to you, man. Straight before I get up out this day, because I gotta get the illustrious and loquacious.
Gotta get my granddad on. My granddad gotta come on.
Yeah. But anyway, You know, he's an orator. But
exactly.
Yeah, here's what I'll say. All the Canes got to do is win, baby. No matter what. All we do is win, no matter what.
That ain't even good either, because like they can win and still not get in there because the teams that's ahead of them haven't lost.
I agree, man. I was just
the only thing that's really gonna help us is that goddamn those conference championships. That's when we're gonna have to be really glued to, because of like I said, I wanted Oklahoma to lose this weekend. They didn't. They pulled an upset.
Right.
That's because they wanted more SEC teams to get in the playoff bracket. Like, y'all don't know the script is out there. They done leaked the script. They done fired referees. They done showed you who in charge. They done showed you the blue bloods run the whole United States. But they say, all right, we're gonna let Miami slide in too because we love South Beach. We loved it down there. They can wear shorts all year round. It's a no-brainer. And to have them play in the Orange Bowl in their own city, you know how many people are gonna watch that game if they make it? See, they always got those triumph stories that they try to throw out there for the people, the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Miami has that. We have a people that.
Here it is. Hold on. I apologize.
What's up?
I just saw some information. Here it is. Remember, I was asking you. So I don't know if that was Heart of Sports, but he just had it here. Here's the bracket. So this is the same bracket that's on. This is NCAA, right? .com. This is their page. We got it.
Right.
They even got up here a 2016. What you call it? A 2014 playoff. Right. But anyway, so they are trying to say, here's why they got Miami in there, because they just put it right here. I'm gonna highlight it for you. So they basically just said that Miami will be the 4th highest ranked champion. So they're trying to say there's a way for the University of Miami to get to the ACC championship game and win it based on this projection. And that's where I have an issue, because I don't see how. But based on this projection, they're saying that Miami is the 4th highest ranked champion, conference champion. So to the other person's point, and they're saying that Tulane is the 5th highest ranked conference champion. That's why they get the bid.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen either, because it's gonna be some toss-ups. Teams playing good, man. Teams playing good. Yeah, teams looking to upset teams too, man.
So here's the problem. How do they mathematically make Miami? How does Miami based on what they have here, and this is their projection? How did them people sit in that room? Condoleezza Rice and Radakovich. Isn't Radakovich on there? Ain't he on the Radakovich? Ain't he on the committee? Matter of fact, I need to pull that up. Who on the doggone committee?
I told you need to pull it up. But what I want to tell you is this right here. This is what really gonna happen. This really, really, really. If you watch it and you see it, you believe it. Miami been playing so wonderful that they got the people on their bandwagon again. You don't understand. They've been wanting Miami to be back. They done had the slogan, "We back, we back, we back." That's why I love when 12 wear that trash bag over there, because I was there when we was wearing trash bag over here, like the Philadelphia Eagles back in the days. Mm-hmm. So when you got the national media wanting us back, they part of the scheme. And I hate to say it, but they're part of the scheme. Now, are they going to let us down like they did last year in the 2017 year? We feel like that. That's why we got you and us and all us. We so skeptical, mm-hmm. And we at all right now, because we can't even believe it. We've been in a 25-something year drought, mm-hmm. You know, so we're clamoring for anything to get in. We begging, we hoping. That's why I love when that other caller was on the line and he was hollering, he out the gambling house, and I'm with him. He out the gambling house. He looking good. He went 16 for 16. That's pretty decent. Mm-hmm. When you're a cerebral quarterback and you throwing that thing all around, and everybody touching that thing like we've been asking for. Like, there's a lot of things that's going on right now that's shaping this spectrum.
I got you.
We can see it evolving, but we don't know for sure who they want to stay in or not.
So here, hold on. Here, real quick. Here are the committee. Here are the committee members: Chris Alt, former Nevada coach and AD; Troy Dannon, Nebraska athletic director; Mark D'Antonio, former Michigan State coach; Damon Evans, Maryland athletic director; Jeff Long, former Arkansas, Kansas, Pittsburgh AD; Ivan Mazel, a sports journalist. Who's that dude? Chris Mazzaro, Middle Tennessee State AD; Mac Rhodes, Baylor athletic director; Mike Riley, former Nebraska, Oregon State coach; Wesley Walls, former NFL player; Carla Williams, Virginia Tech director; and Hunter Yurachek, Arkansas athletic director. Those are your people.
So were they changing people around every year?
No, they got terms. It says some people February 27, 28. I don't know if you get voted. There's one guy got 26, whatever. But man, forget them people. Man.
Okay. Yeah, but them the people that's making the shots. You hear where they from?
Anyway.
You got a G5 in there, Middle Tennessee. You ain't gonna leave them out. That's why I'm trying to tell you the Cinderella story is here to stay. People don't want them in, but it's here to stay.
I got you.
They're gonna bring their football. They're gonna bring their football up because the Porter making it even kill.
I got you. I said the same thing.
You know what
Condoleezza Rice know about football? They said because she was a provost or whatever she was at Stanford. I was reading up on that, but she's not even on the committee anymore. But anyway, man, Stretch, let me get up out here, man. Let me get Uncle Brown on this thing. You know he about falling asleep. You know what I mean? You got
bring Uncle Brown in with me, man. I'll be quiet, man.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Nope. No, you ain't. Nope. No, you ain't. Nope. He gonna get on here and pontificate for days.
No, hey, you know how to shut it down, man. You know how to shut it down. I want to tell you, man, you got to check them strength of schedules out too. That's a deciding factor too, Coach. You know what I mean? Like where's their strength of schedule at right now going into the last part of the season, as well as where's those teams at where they rank that on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball too, as well as who has they got in the Heisman running or the Bolitnikoff, and those type of things matter, Coach.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Nope. Not gonna do it. No, sir.
It's all good. I'll holler at you, dude.
Much love to you, Stretch. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, dog.
All right. You said 2 hours. I'm 2 minutes away. Y'all do me a favor. Let me take the phone number. I got to do a better job remembering that. Y'all clap it up for the orator, E. Brown. Y'all clap it up. He's going to scramble your brain. And by the time he finished talking, you're going to be more confused than you were when you first heard him talk.
So, Coach, let's do this. Let's say this. First of all, we need to understand that Miami needs to win. That's point blank. If Miami doesn't win, all these conversations are just mute conversations. They are just nerd conversations, and we just wasted 2 hours listening to nerd talk. Okay? Now, if Miami wins, then we're in there, okay? We're in there. So for the next 2 weeks, if Miami wins, next 3 weeks, like Stretch said, if Miami wins for the next 3 weeks, we're all, as University of Miami fans, we're going to be eating wish sandwiches. We're going to be eating wish sandwiches. We're going to wish that we win, and we're going to wish that everybody else loses, okay? So stop looking at the bracket. Stop worrying about the brackets and the playoff brackets. That's what's got to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So now the thing is that the committee wants Miami in this thing. They want Miami in this thing, okay? But in order to keep Miami focused on winning, they're going to put us into that category to keep us all focused and keep us all talking about it. Because Miami, without Miami in this competition, it's going to be boring. It'll be literally boring without Miami in the competition. If you put Georgia Tech and or Virginia in this thing. We already got Tulane in there who's going to get Wally-Wop the first round.
Wally-Wop?
Already got Tulane in there. Yeah, they're going to get Wally-Wop. Okay? They're going to get Wally-Wop the first thing. You're going to throw somebody out. That's who you need to throw out is Tulane because they shouldn't even be considered in the playoffs. So now Georgia Tech will lose 2 games. Georgia Tech's going to lose against Pittsburgh and they're going to lose against Georgia, which will even promote Miami even further for consideration into the playoffs. So Georgia Tech's not going to win. Georgia Tech's going to lose the next 2 games. That's what the committee is depending on. They're depending on that Georgia Tech will lose those next 2 games, which will propel Miami into the playoff scenario, which will make everybody all happy and satisfied because you can't put a Georgia Tech or a Virginia winner of the ACC into it because the committee rules doesn't allow it. The rules for the selection committee doesn't allow it. If you pull up your college football playoff schedule there, your chart there, you'll see that the top 4 teams that are slated as those who will get a bye, they are two Big Ten teams, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are 2 SEC teams. The rules is that the highest ranked conference winners will get the automatic bid. They will essentially get the bye. Georgia Tech is not a high-ranked conference winner. They're ranked behind Miami in the rankings right now, so they're not highly ranked. So they can't be in those top 4 who will get the bid.
Okay, can I ask you? All right, let me ask this first, so we don't get too far ahead of each other. Georgia Tech loses to Pitt. Okay, fine. Who is in the ACC Conference Championship? That's my question.
If Georgia Tech loses to Pitt, again, it's incumbent upon Miami winning.
Miami wins out. That's a given. Miami won all 3 of their games, the last 2 games. Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh.
And Georgia Tech loses. Georgia Tech, who has 1 loss already in the conference, if they lose 2 more games, which I know that they're going to lose these next 2 games. They're going to lose 1 game, which is going to put them at.
They could lose the next 2, but they only have 1 conference game left. Is Pittsburgh
1 conference game, correct?
Okay,
but they're going to lose to Georgia, which will make them have 3 losses, and Miami, because of their schedule, that will propel them, that will push them into the ACC championship. Miami will get into the ACC championship based on the fact that they beat Pittsburgh, who beat Georgia Tech, who will put them into the ACC championship to play Virginia or whomever else is next.
No problem. So,
okay.
And if Georgia Tech beats Pittsburgh, and Virginia beats Virginia Tech, what does that leave Miami?
Okay, if Virginia and Georgia Tech plays for the ACC championship,
no, Virginia has to play Virginia Tech the last game of the season. Virginia beats
Virginia's going to win that game. Virginia's going to win that game.
Okay,
they're going to win.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it'll be Georgia Tech and Virginia competing for the ACC championship. If Virginia and Georgia Tech plays each other in the championship, one of those 2 teams is going to lose, and I will bet that Virginia will beat Georgia Tech in the ACC championship. Okay, that's what I think. I think Georgia Tech will lose against they're going to lose against Pittsburgh and they're going to lose against Virginia. Okay. Miami's only route to get into the playoffs from that point, if that happens, if Georgia Tech and those 2 play in the playoffs, Miami's thought about getting into the playoffs. It's over with. They're not going to get into playoffs.
Okay, so here's my question.
They're not going to move Notre Dame out.
So the reason I'm bringing this up because you still haven't thought about an SMU who's only got one conference loss, and they beat us head to head. And they have Louisville and a Cal to play. They got 2 games left, Louisville and Cal.
SMU is going to lose both of those games.
Oh, this guy here. Okay.
They're going to lose both of those games.
Okay.
Miami went out to Texas and played around with their team and lost the game. But Miami had that team on the road. They lost to that team. SMU is not that high powered of a football team.
Help us,
to be
Father.
either one of those 2 teams.
Okay.
Okay. They can't beat Louisville, nor can they beat Cal. They'll lose both those games.
No problem.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, but the thing that bothers me is that they want to say that Notre Dame is in because they have 2 good losses, but they won't put Miami in because Miami is one of the teams that they lost. They took the loss to. So it's just like, I just don't get the point that you want to love me in one sense, but you want to disrespect me on the other sense. Now you can do that in a relationship. Like when you're trying to find a wife, what would you want to be? What you want to have? You want to have her? You want to have a wife that respects you or love you? Which one do you want to have? How can they have now Notre Dame? How can they have Notre Dame? How can they have Notre Dame being placed in the playoffs by saying that they have 2 good losses, but one of those losses was to Miami? What the heck? So now I'm acting like a nerd here, talking about nerd talk crap. All right. So now let's talk about some of the things on your board up there. Let's get off the thing. Let's talk about Brian Kelly.
Well, before you, okay, real quick, before you switch that, can I give Chuck Mobile's love for the $9.99? I had to hide behind that right quick. Chuck Mobile for the 99. Coach, that's why I was telling you the only poll that counts is the ESPN College Football Playoff. We are 13 now. Miami
that's the bottom line.
Right. Miami needs to win out and have at least 2 teams ahead of us lose. That would place us in the top 12. Okay.
That's the only scenario. I mean, all this other stuff. I mean, so that's why I want to, with your permission, though, Coach. Can I move on to the show topic?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I give. Oh, my bad. Hold on, got to give Chuck Mobile his thing. Hold on. That's all the cane juice for the night. So this ain't gonna last long. This show gonna be over in a few minutes. All right. Thank you, Chuck, man. Appreciate you for that, man. Let's get back rocking. All right. Go ahead, my brother. You go wrap this deal up. I'm glad I'm glad about talking about that.
Brian Kelly suing LSU to get back. I don't, so what? Let's go ahead and sue. I mean, we spent 15 seconds on that topic. I don't know why that's even something that's worthy of a conversation or whatever.
Well, because a lot of you know why I brought it up though, actually, Brian? Because a lot of people don't understand how coaching contracts and buyouts work, and it's a lot of misinformation out there. So when people say, "Well, we can't get rid of nobody because the buyout too big," or "Man, we can get rid of somebody because this buyout is simple," so I brought that up, because I think it's a valid conversation, because a lot of people talk about buyouts and getting rid of coaches, or they talk about hiring a coach and don't think about what it costs to buy somebody out. And so that's why. But I just want to let you know.
Well, that's true. I mean, but so if you ever get married, you understand buyouts and stuff. If you ever get married, you understand.
If you ever get divorced, you mean. But anyway, go ahead.
If you ever get married and you get divorced, you'll understand what a buyout means. Okay? All right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Because when that mediator, that judge tells you that, hey, I'm husband, I'm giving you the house, but I'm giving the wife all the content, then you know what a buyout is. You know what it means, okay?
Rosa Day, what's up, man? I ain't seen Rosa Day in a long time. But anyway, go ahead, Rosa. How you doing, Rosa Day? Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, brother.
Let's move on to Lane Kiffin's future. And I say about Lane Kiffin's future, who the freak cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares who cares where Lane Kiffin is going? Especially those of us here at the University of Miami.
But that's why I say,
why would we care? Why do we care about where Lane Kiffin is?
I know, but that's why if you look over my head, it says Coach Me Coach podcast. It don't say nothing about Hurricane. It say Coach Me Coach podcast. It don't say.
I know, but I mean, like, who out there actually cares? You know who cares? The only people who cares are those in Ole Miss, those at the University of Florida, and those who are probably at LSU. Those are the people who care about where he goes, and his family. Let's not forget his family. Those are the people who care about where this guy goes. I really don't give a crap where he goes. Okay, I really don't. So his future is what it is. I mean, who cares? So that's topic number one, Brian Kelly. If you're ever married, you'll know what it means for a buyout. Lane Kiffin, who freaking cares? Nobody cares about where he goes. Okay? The college football bracket. The college football bracket.
Brown, you eat salt and vinegar potato chips while reading the Bible? That's hilarious. Oh my God.
The college football bracket. We just talked about that, so skip it. We don't need to talk about college football. But the next topic, you've gone too far, man. You've gone too far. You need to have somebody place your foot in your ride, because you've gone too far.
Rice and peas.
I know rice and peas, man. Rice and peas. Rice and peas and other saltfish, good for you. Good for your nature. Your little gonads, and it's good for your nature.
Strong back.
Now,
go ahead, man. Go ahead, Brett.
Make you strong, man.
Go ahead, Brett. Go ahead, Brett.
Now, Coach, there are a lot. There are a couple of go too far scenarios. The first one is the spitting incident. The most disrespectful and degrading thing that you can do to another human being is to spit in their face. Okay? And when I see two young African Americans having a disagreement and another one spits in his face, that is the thing that used to happen to our ancestors on a regular basis. So why would we now do it to each other on national television? And we've done it at least 3 or 4 times this year already. Why in the world are we spitting in each other's faces on national television? That just disgusts me beyond belief that this guy spit in another man's face and then had the nerve to get on television and say he didn't spit in in the man's face. That's just unconscionable. Second thing is that state trooper, this Texas state trooper, because I've been part of that profession, that's the guy who, when I was overseeing my district, my district and my troops and so on and so forth, that's the guy that I wanted to fire the next day. But because of all of the PDA rules and hiring and regulations and stuff like that, you can't do it. That guy not only was the decision to have him removed from the premises immediately the correct thing to do, but I can guarantee you that if you look into his work history, he's done this crap before. Okay, he's done it before, and if he has done it before, he is now under the eye of the OIG's office. When you're a police officer, there are 2 entities that you do not want looking at you. That is IA and the OIG's office.
So hold on. IA is Internal Affairs. I don't know what OIG. What is that?
OIG is the Office of Inspector General.
Okay.
The Office of Inspector General and IA investigating. Their number one priority is to get rid of you. That's it. Okay, that's their number one priority. So he has the Texas OIG office looking at his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to scrutinize every one of his interactions with the public from here to eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what they're going to do to him. I would not, if I was commanding officer over his unit, district, troop, or whatever, I would not allow him to go back onto that college campus to represent.
So, Ebron, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this, since because apparently you missed yesterday's show if you would have called in. And I know you probably, because I didn't know you had a show yesterday. So that means for all my people out there, that means you need to go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe button and notification bell. Unlike E. Brown, he thought that bell was a dinner bell. And so that's why he didn't hit it. Because he's like, I'm not eating dinner with Coach Hayes. But here's what I'm going to say to you, E. Brown. Yesterday,
not the pontification, man. Not the pontification.
Sorry, Brad. Sorry, Brad. Here's what I want to ask you. I think we all saw what we saw. I guess my thing is this. I understand what's going to happen behind closed doors. And a lot of people have downplayed when I said that Nick Harbor, and I forgot the other player's name, Darden, I believe his name, David Darden or something like that. Number 27, who actually is the one who took the brunt of the interaction, was the other player.
No, he took the brunt of the assault, which
that's true. That's fair.
Charges need to be filed.
That's fair. So that was my point. So I spoke to an officer buddy of mine in regards to this, and I said, and he looked at it and he said, "Yeah, that's jacked up." Like, right. And I said that I felt that Nick Harbor and the other gentleman, the other player, should have pressed charges just because things like this get away because there's no true record of it. Now, the reason this was a big deal was because it was on video at an event like this. But instances like this happen in parks, in malls, in concert events. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kind of events happen all the time, and maybe not the people on this level, just normal civilians. And so I said that to say that the same way they want us to be held accountable, I think that will also be a way to hold things accountable. And here's why I say it's important. Whether they pick it up and charge them or not, you still exercise your right to do so. Because Lord knows if that was flipped the other way around, that would be battery on the peace officer. Straight up. Felony charges.
Absolutely.
So my flip side is, and then also, I'm just a firm believer. Some people say yesterday, you don't need to apologize. Apology, no, is a non-apology. Well, I just know a lot of times in these communities, we have to apologize a lot for things that were done 10, 15 years ago or whatever. When you see I don't know did Joe Rogan ever apologize? I don't think he ever apologized. Still ain't been canceled. Still got #1 podcast. I'm not here to hate on him, but I'm calling a spade a spade. And so I say all that. I'm saying all this to say, what do you think would be wrong if that officer was to issue, or trooper, I don't want to mischaracterize somebody, an official apology, not something that the police department spokesperson wrote up, or they went and chat GPT'd some. He got to say it himself. Would you think that would be fair?
Okay.
A fair consequence for the actions, as well as whatever they're going to do in the department? Because I don't think he's going to be fired for that.
This is what I got to say about that. For the propagandists, for those who want to see apologies written or spoken, if that's something that can be reached, or that's something that the victim would like to receive, then by all means allow it to happen. However, when you hold positions of power, apologies doesn't mean a hill of beans. Mm-hmm. The only thing that will resolve a person who violates their position of authority, there's got to be consequences. Those consequences consist of fines, suspensions,
I.e.,
or
i.e. Jamar Chase, who gonna be out of $500,000 for spitting on somebody. Yeah.
Yes. Or imprisonment. Those are the three things that will get your attention. Those are the three things that will curb disrespectful and horrible behavior.
Fair.
Especially when you hold a position of power. When you hold a position of power, writing a letter or standing before someone and apologizing, it doesn't send an effective message to those who are holding that same power.
Fair enough.
It doesn't.
I can agree with that. And I guess I'm looking at it on a smaller level. I'm looking at it more on a individual level, that the same way that was done is the same way I look at people that, have to apologize for things that were said or instances that happen. And they're made to do that in order to keep their livelihood alive. Right. If you don't,
that's correct.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, to keep your livelihood alive. Yeah, we gonna, because I tell you, I'm a firm believer. If you do it publicly, we're gonna resolve it publicly, and then we can go into a further extent behind closed doors. But at the very moment, I've just been a firm believer in that. You know what I mean? Because
it's like when you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you good. Good. No, do you think? Go ahead.
It's like when you go and when you're in a courtroom and you see the victims, the family of the victims, stand before the guy who committed the crime, for instance, killed their loved one. They stand there and they're asking for an apology. And while they're standing there asking for an apology, sometimes the criminal will look at them and smile and smirk, and he or she will refuse to give an apology because it doesn't mean anything. The minute that judge says you have 365 months to serve, that's when reality hits him. Okay, that's when reality hits him. Because when you committed murder, you have power over someone. You have power over that family. You have power over their feelings, over their emotions. So when you get that, when those consequences hit you, and you're going to serve 375 months. I'm not talking about days. I'm talking about months. 375 months behind bars.
Let me get my calculator.
That tells you. That gives you. When you calculate that in your mind, and you go, "Holy crap! 375 months. Man, I'll be 90 years old. I'll be 90 years old in 375 months." If you're somebody with some age on you. You know?
That's 31. That's 31 years.
Exactly.
31 years in 3 months.
31 years, because when listen, I've been in court and I've heard the judge 375 months, and I go, man, that ain't no time. And then I go, holy crap! You said 375 months, not 375 days. And then I compute it up, and I go, man, you're gonna be in jail for a long time. But the thing about it is that there are a couple of things that you should always try to preserve and keep a good quality perspective about. Number one, you should always think about humanity. Humanity includes keeping God in your life, thinking about your brothers and sisters around you, respecting people. That's number one. Number two, you should always respect. Like my dad used to tell me, "Boy, you better never disrespect my name." Always respect. Do things that's going to upkeep your name. The third thing is you should always do things that's going to keep your family from feeling ashamed. And if you are part of, like me, I hate it when I see young black males spitting in each other's faces. That's another black eye, no pun intended. That's another black eye on our community when we see stupid stuff like that happen. So those are some of the things that you should always try to keep the public, of those who are not in it, keep a good perspective of it. Now, when you are in law enforcement, like I am in law enforcement, when I see these guys do these dumbass things, I'm sorry, Coach, dumb things, it really pisses me off to no end. It pisses me off to no end because there's nothing in the world that's more important than to treat people with respect. I don't care how bad they're treating you, you treat people with respect, regardless of what the situation is. Because you have the power, you hold the power. So there's no need for you to jump into that disrespect realm. You should always treat people with respect. That's why when I come on your show, I always try to be respectful. Because who's going to complain against you for being respectful?
Correct.
You should always be respectful when you interact with people. And if you show respect, you're probably going to get it. Unless you're dealing with somebody who thinks that they can spit in your face.
No, listen. So I'll say this. I totally get all that. I guess to your point, I understand the three things you talked about in their pocket, but all that's kind of done behind the scenes, out the way. I just feel like you're also putting them in a situation that they don't necessarily want to be in, whether they do it with any genuine feeling or any sincerity. I still feel that I'm making you as comfortable as you made me in that situation. Right? And you don't have to do it. No, you don't have to do it. Right? But I still want to be put out, and I wish that a guy like Nick Harbor and South Carolina as an institution would really push this, because you can also make this a teachable moment for a community that is so quick to just brush it off because, man, you know how they are. Man, you just got to deal with it. But to that very point, you go look, like you said, you go look in that guy's jacket, in his personnel file, rather. He probably has other instances, but imagine how many instances that have not been reported. So when you do that, if I go look in his file and say, oh, he's got 2 or 3 other instances, but imagine the 10 that weren't reported. So when AI or what do you call it, IA or whatever they call, go in there and look, and there's 16 complaints versus 3, is hit a little different. And I thought that would have been a great teachable moment, not just for those guys. See, I'm looking at this on a bigger scale to say, look, injustice was done in this particular piece. And this, I'm not even speaking from a race. I'm just talking about injustice was done. And so therefore, this is the route in which you can take, because we know other communities, they'll take that to the nth level. You understand what I'm saying? And something will be done. But we have a tendency to just brush it off, right? Just like, but yeah, be honest, exactly like the players did. You got assaulted, and those 2 players who are the stars of the event in which you're there being the safety officer for, they had to be like, the other guy, man, come on, man, don't worry about it. Just keep going, man. like you've been trained, what I'm saying is you're trained to evade that when you did nothing wrong, which I'm not saying you shouldn't evade certain situations, but then what's the recourse on the back end, right? Like we all talk about traffic stops on here. No, you don't. You should never argue with officers up and down at a traffic stop. But when it's over,
I was going to say that.
But when it's over, drive to the police station and handle it properly. That's all I'm saying. But we don't do like that. So that this instance that just happened with Nick Harbor, it happens in that moment, and then it's forgot about and moved on. Versus if I'm there and the officer did X, Y, and Z to me, no sir, yet I don't even. You don't even have to say sir, but yes, officer, no officer, whatever the case may be, everybody cordial. You doing your part. Your job is to get away from there. His job is to get away from there. And then you drive to the police department and you do the proper paperwork. And that, to me, that's what's missing in these type of instances. Because the Karens of the world, they call the police in a minute. He took my parking spot. And then guess what? Boom.
Exactly.
See, they don't have a problem. I'm just saying, people don't have a problem with calling when you're doing certain things. I get it. I understand that. But we're quick to brush certain things off and not follow up with it because it's kind of unwritten rule that, man, you know how they are. And so I thought this would be a great teachable moment. That's just me personally. But
well, I gotta say, I gotta say this is that the best evidence in the world is video evidence, because the video, you can't manipulate that thing. You can't manipulate what you saw on television on Saturday.
But this AI so crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
So unless it's AI, unless it's AI. But the thing is that those who are in positions to charge individuals, you don't need the victim to report it when you see it on a video.
Right.
You can utilize the video to make the appropriate charges if needed.
Correct.
Having the victim to go and request or instigate an investigation will help it. But if you sat there and you watched the incident happen, you watched the deliberate intention to make contact with those young men, if you watch it, there's no need for you to wait on someone to call you up and go, hey, let's press charges. Someone that process should already be in the midst, should already be started.
But
that already be happening now.
But Ebron, to that point, I agree. But I think I'm back to that teachable moment for all the time.
But I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that.
It may not be.
But I'm gonna say this, Coach, and I'll let you go into your soliloquy, your pontification. Anytime you encounter a police, you get stopped by the police, and you think that you're being mistreated. Don't try to get in an argument with them, because you're not going to win that crap. Let me tell you, you're not going to win. What you do is that you remain calm, cool, and collected. It's like I tell my son. I had to tell my son this when I sent him off to Kentucky to go to college. I had to tell my son to take the window tint off your car, to if anything happens, always call me. And that conversation centered around the police, because I was afraid to send my son that far away from me, knowing that he could run into somebody like that Texas state trooper. Okay, so those are the conversations that you should have. Remain calm. When you finish, when that traffic stop is over with, you go directly to the police station, to the office, request to speak to a supervisor, and lodge your complaint. That's what you do. Because if you do it on the side of the road, things are going to escalate. Somebody's going to get arrested, and you know what could happen next. Somebody's going to get injured, seriously injured, or killed. That's what's going to happen. So just remain calm, cool, and collected. Drive directly to. Hey, listen! Don't call your buddy and call mama or call daddy and say, "Hey, what should I do?" Man, go directly to the police department. Whatever documents they're giving you, it has their name on it. File your complaint. That's what you do.
100%.
That's what you do. And me, I when I was overseeing my department, my command, my troop, I always had access to video, body video, and the car video. I can just pull it up in my office and look at it. All right. So let's get that message out there. But that behavior I saw on Saturday, that was the first thing that caught my attention Saturday when I'm watching football. I go, what the hell is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
Does he not know that instead of pushing these kids around, you should be there, give them a high five and say, "Hey man, great play." He's out there, like you said. I saw your show last night. I watched it today while I was at work. He was caught up in the emotion. I know a lot of people wanted to inject racism in it and stuff like that. Hey, maybe, but he was caught up in the emotion.
He probably went to Texas Tech. Texas A&M. He probably went there. Yeah. And he saw his number 3 team. The number 3 team about to get put out the playoffs. But anyway,
when he turned around, and he pointed, that's when reality hit him. That's when the Bill Duke thing came about. That's when he.
You know you done messed up now, right?
In his head.
You know you done messed up now, right?
You know you done messed up. That's when he goes, holy crap! When he pointed, and you see him drop his hand real quick.
Yeah.
That's when he realized, oh shit, I just messed up. That's what he said. Okay, I've seen it too often.
Yes, sir.
I've seen it too often. When he turned around and he started yelling at those kids, and he realized oh crap, look at all these people, cameras, I just effed up. And he knew that crap. He knew it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And he dropped his hand. He dropped his head and he dropped his hand. He go, oh my God, I just got exposed.
There you go.
He had no choice.
Yeah.
But I just had to say that. I saw the show today and I missed it.
Hey, E. Brown. They say, listen. So shout out to Beloved Sandworm. Say E. Brown, the type of dude that give you a real good life advice right before he drop you off to jail. And everything says true story, coach. E. Brown trained Bass Reeves. Hey, listen. E. Brown invented the mounted police. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, man, let me just say this, man, because we always talk about this.
And listen, because you know what? Because I listen. When I was overseeing the Miami district, I used to do escort the Miami Hurricane football team to the stadium, and I used to do the head coach for the opposing team. Okay, I used to escort the head coach and so on and so forth around on the sideline.
Okay, I
got the opportunity to do that. And I got the opportunity to meet a lot of young men from these different football teams. So that's why it just pissed me off when I saw it.
Right.
Why would you get carried away in that situation when you know that you're there to, you're just there to help protect the kids and make everything go kind of.
And I ain't here to count Parker, but he probably was making about $250 an hour for 7 hours of work. He probably was making $250 an hour for like 7 hours of work up in that joint. He probably was killing them in overtime.
$250 an hour wouldn't get me out of my house.
Oh well, I don't know about that, but I'm saying he probably making some real good money. and he had, like you say, a sideline view of the game, bro. You ain't up in the stand, you ain't out there directing traffic. Think about it. People paying that to go to the game. You getting paid to go to the game. You just got to put your uniform on. But here's what I'm going to say as I get up out of here, man. Shout out to E. Brown. I just want to let him know that.
Any different ways.
The English language. So why is your vernacular so important to you?
I think the art of communication is what separates man from a primitive beast. You know what I mean? And you can communicate many different ways. I just choose to do it verbally. You know, I'm an orator.
What am I listening?
You know what I mean? So I tend to pontificate.
See that?
So I tend to pontificate.
That was you, E. Brown. You were listening to yourself. A young lady was asking you about your communication skills, and you said that you were an orator and you tend to pontificate. That's what you were listening to. As you heard, listen.
You feel me? So I tend to pontificate.
Anyway.
That's funny. That's funny, Coach.
That's funny. Listen, appreciate everybody. Y'all hold tight, E. Brown. Appreciate everybody in the building, man. Thank y'all. This is the Coach podcast with Coach Hayes. I said 2 hours. Look at it, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Here we go. I'll be lying to y'all, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me tonight, man. Everybody in the chat was great. Also, I want to say appreciate it to Marcusson Innocent for the $9.99, Chug Mobile for the $4.99. Marcusson becoming a new member, as well as Chug Mobile for the $9.99 again. With all that being said, we up out of here. Peace, love, and hair grease. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Canes Talk Live on the Coach podcast. Peace. Man, this doggone E. Brown came in here.
Are you on tomorrow? Are you on tomorrow too?
I'm on tomorrow too. I'm the hardest working man on YouTube because I'm your favorite coach. Favorite coach. Now write that down. Hashtag that.